And we are back. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Tonight we got a special guest. This is my friend, Justin Melvin. He is we'll say that we will call him an associate of Garden Roller Rink. And we have a few ideas, and they're all in the works, and we're kind of chopping it up, and I invited him to the podcast so we can just, sit back, have a couple of conversations and see what he thought about the place. Yeah. And what do you think about the place so far?
It's amazing. So first off, it's really warm and cozy.
It is really nice.
So if I can go in somewhere and want to take a nap, I trust the place.
That's the way I feel.
Right. And so
it's a good start. It's a good start.
I love the collage. That was something I noticed was all the movie memorabilia, and of course the Johnny Cash wood plaque up there. Did you graph that?
Yes, I made that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But I love how it's colorful. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That there's so many different things. It's not just one thing, and it's like this train set of rock and roll memorabilia, but it's like different stuff from movies to historical to the globes you have over there. I like it.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. Today I had I guess you can call him, like, he's pretty much my father figure. He's like that's Mr. Wayne. He's like the coolest Vietnam vet of all time. He comes in, like, he's kind of been my back on things, like always gives me advice. Like, he's the man. And he's like, this is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like he was like, yeah. It was like just the fact that we had talked about this is what I was wanting to do. Yeah. And I had all this gear to make something like this happen. And he was like, I want to know what you're going to do, though. Like, can you explain it, in an easy way? And I'm just like, for the most part, I can. And we've had like these back and forths, good little conversations. And he's just like, he's always giving me tips on how I can better it. And today he was just like, he goes, when you set up for a business, he's like, you need to think big, but you need to have a clear picture of what it is you're going to do.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Like, so your steps are making sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And he has me thinking of things that I wouldn't have thought about. So like the front door, I made a little tiny sticker that just says Tri-State Media Services. I'm trying to spruce it up, make it look,
help me find the place.
Right. So that's what I said. I'm like, I'm doing my thing.
Wisdom.
I'm trying. He's like, I need this sign to be big. Like, I want it up there. Like, I need it up there. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, cool. I can dig it. Like, that's awesome. He's like, this window, it's a big window. He's like, I want the whole thing filled, and it should say Tri-State Media Services.
Hey, this is wise counsel, man.
It is,
older gentleman.
And
leading the way.
He's the man. And just when he says stuff, I stop and listen. I don't care. Like, the things this guy's been through, it's immense. So we were talking a little bit before you got on here. So will you explain that a little bit more, what it is that you do for your actual, where your main job is?
Yeah, so I do street outreach services.
Outreach services.
Yeah, so that's for Category 1 homelessness. So I work under a federal grant, and that federal grant operates for the Welcome House, which is an organization that aids in that particular realm of homelessness. I like to tell people, think of it kind of like triage. Mm-hmm. The triage that we're dealing with is triage 1, level 1. When I say the worst of the worst, I'm saying the worst of the worst situation. We're all in a state of depravity, but I mean, this is just a different realm of it. We're talking about people that are living in condemned houses, living in bus or transits, bathrooms, cars, not sleeping on someone's couch, not living in a hotel, but somebody that's actually living on the streets. And they're living day to day. I mean, even people that qualify would be in homeless shelters, because that is a emergency aid for a temporary fixture. But that's what we do. We go out, we hunt these people out, and we provide resources for them. we are a person that not only do we enroll them into our program, which is a priority waiting list that we enroll them to a housing waiting list, but we walk with them through that process. I always tell them with my clients, you're not just a number. I could care less how you get housed. I just want you to get housed. I want you to
Yeah.
access things and eliminate barriers in your life where you can thrive. Um, there's some people in this world that they want to punch a ticket and earn money off of other people's problems. My ultimate goal is, one, to lead people to Christ, but two is to help these people in this current situation. And if that's me providing a resource and they get housed in another way, God bless it, dude.
That's awesome.
If
Yeah.
if it's me and I get to turn the key with them,
Mhm.
I'm cool with that too. But
That's
we
cool.
work with homeless services from homeless to housing
Mhm.
is what we do. That's our model.
Dude, I've been there. I've been homeless. I've been houseless. They're two totally different things.
It is.
It is
Yeah.
horribly different. I I try to tell people it's community. If you don't have community,
Yeah.
you're homeless. You're physically homeless.
Yeah.
If you have community, you're just houseless.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah.
help you. You can
a good
find
point.
things, and it's drastic.
Yeah.
One has hope, and the other has almost zero. It's like I've been on my luck to where there was nothing, where I
Yeah.
didn't have a friend in the world. Just
Yeah.
you get into some of those dark corners of the world, and you just, you'll see the worst of people. I mean,
Yeah.
it is bad.
And I deal with a lot of people that, when I say, hey, I'm here to help, like, yeah, it sounds good.
Sounds good.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. And I'm like, well, here's the thing. Let me just walk with you a little bit of
Mhm.
time. Just you get to know me.
Mhm.
You make that evaluation whether you can trust me or not,
Yeah.
and we'll walk this dog out. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I can't make this person change their life
Yeah.
or get housed or anything like that. But what I can be is a beacon of hope for
Mhm.
them and point them to truth
That's
and say, hey, look, man, there is hope. Not in me, not in
Mhm.
you. Like I said, I would point this individual to Christ, but also say, man, like, we're not on this earth for cosmic meaningless, right?
Yeah, I know that's right.
We have purpose and we need to live out those God-given designs. And it's one thing for me to tell somebody truth, but it's another to walk with them also in the truth that I'm telling them to do. Like, hey, let's try to get housing. Hey, let's try to get a job. Well, a lot of these people have never done those things before. So I say, let me show you how to do these things. Let me take you to these places. Let me give you the transportation availability to go get that, whether that be a bus token or help you go fill out that application because they can't read,
Yeah.
because they didn't have a father in the home, or they didn't have a mother in the home, or they didn't have friends like you were talking about in the home to guide
Right.
them. These people have been isolated, and though they may be responsible for being homeless to some degree, we also as a community are responsible for not like providing a way out when these people are like, hey, I've messed up, I need help.
Yeah.
And that's where we try to come in and really salvage that wreckage in their life.
I can dig it. That is
Yeah.
that is awesome, man. Is there any support from like local businesses or anything like that for what you do? Or
Yeah, so we do have some churches that will to some degree open their door. Whether we have some churches, and I'll just leave them silent because you know what I mean. I'm not going to just put their name out there because they haven't asked me to, but they will advocate, but they will donate money for these people to have hotel stays. They'll donate clothing or transportation and stuff like that. We also have a lot of these homeless people will have pets.
I see a lot of that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has it's a complex thing. I think you have a lot of people
Companionship. They just
that and
need
they
somebody.
they don't know how to do well around other individuals. They've almost lived a feral lifestyle, where they've not done well with other individuals. So they see this dog where, yes, a dog is capable of biting you, but that dog doesn't really like judge you to the capacity of another human being. I see why they
Sure.
do these things to some degree, and so they say this dog is consistently a dog every day, and I can trust that, and they're not going to judge me for my past or my present or my current future problems. And so they take these animals, but sometimes they can be a barrier where we will be like, hey, this person's been called for housing, but finding a landlord that will accept a person that's homeless, that's had a chronic history of violence, drug abuse or even sex history, and then they got a dog on top of that that's been living outside with them, it could be hard. But back to that was a lot of these pet stores will donate food to us and
That's
toys and
legit.
stuff like that, man. And
Okay.
it's humbling
That is
to
cool.
see people really reach out. And then we've had some private individuals that have donated things, their time, their effort, and their energy into advocating for these people. And so there is, and hopefully, God willing, the city will back up what they say. The mayor and all them are instituting and they have instituted a task force. Now, whether that's going to hold water or not, that's in God's times, not mine. But to find a way of reforming what's been so messed up in this community about how we conduct ourselves with the homeless, it really falls upon the church's interaction with people, as well as a lot of these entities, Salvation Army or other types of not community, but companies, to really start communicating with each other. Communication is a big thing.
It's massive, man.
And I see that fails. And what happens is there's no communication. It causes distance and it causes resentments and it causes a great division. And wars start because silence becomes the rudder of everything. And so hopefully these companies that are wanting to help each other, CARES, the Bruce Hillcrest City Mission, us, Salvation Army, and these churches can really come together and say, hey, look, we see that we all universally agree that there's a problem. Let's work on saying, hey, here I am, I'll work on this part. Here I am, I'll work on this part. And we're going to refer each other.
Facts.
And we're going to be there because this isn't an individual that we're dealing with. And I think that we kind of lose that. Sometimes we say, look,
100%.
This isn't just some cosmic accident. This is a human being that I believe is made in the image of God, and we should care for that person. They've done rotten things, but so have I.
Yeah.
And so put my personality aside here and my wants and my needs and say, hey, this person, what do they need?
That's real.
And just sit there with them and walk through life with them. So hopefully we can get all these people on board and really attack this problem in the right way.
I can dig that. So I think it's funny because God works in a really cool way, man. We had been talking about here, Tri-State Media Services. We've been doing a food drive.
Yeah.
And we've been doing a toy drive.
That's awesome, man.
Well, what's cool is that it seems like you have the network to displace and put those out.
Sure.
When we get those done.
Yeah.
So that just made my day hearing that is what you do.
Yeah.
I'm like, this can't be coincidence. You know what I mean? Like, so if for the people that are out there, is there a number that they can reach you guys, or if they want to donate? You can always come down here, donate here, but it's going to go to the right people. What would be a number that they could get a hold of you? Or
so I can't memorize our company number, but they can always contact me on my work cell.
Okay.
And I always tell people, you may not hear from me for the first 24 hours due to just being out of network, but I'm going to get back to you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Cool. And so my work cell number, for those that are listening, is 606-694-0055. And they can text that number, they can call that number, and if they want to show up to our office, it's downtown Ashland on Greenup Avenue. It's 2301 Greenup Avenue, and some people call it Suite B or Building 2. We are right beside the Mueller Electric Generac building. It's right beside House of Grace and across the street from Castle Apartments. But if they want to drop off things, medications, food, drinks, we don't take clothing because clothing can get kind of bed bugs and stuff, man. And it becomes catastrophic. But if you want, say they do have some clothes, I'm like, hey, let me find maybe some individuals that we have. And if we do have somebody that does need those, we'll connect you with them.
Yeah.
But
that's a cool way to do that.
We get Goodwill vouchers. And with those Goodwill vouchers, they can go and get so many pairs of clothing every 90 days.
Dude, that's legit, man.
Which helps. So if they want to donate stuff, They can come down there and they'll tell them, hey, we can accept this or not, and tell them where to take it if they can't get it.
That's awesome.
Or they can call me and we can figure that out and we can pick that stuff up, you know. But if anybody wants to donate anything, time, effort, and energy,
Yeah.
pray for these people. If they just want to know how they can give and all those things, we can lead them in the right direction.
I used to be one of those people that hated when I heard people say like thoughts and prayers. Like, no, we want you to get up, get out,
Yeah.
help these people.
Yeah.
Not just,
Yeah.
don't just like, I love that people pray. Now I'm one of those people that if you have a group of people and they're praying together,
Yeah.
some amazing things can happen.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm with that. But I really want to see people really get up and help these people.
Yeah.
I'm down anytime. If you guys need us for anything, if you want to get the message out, you want to come down, do a shout out, I do not mind. We
Yeah.
do not. That's
Yeah.
anything that's God's work. We don't charge for that.
Yeah.
We don't do any I think that commitment of a community.
Yeah.
This is just my own thoughts. I think that a commitment of a community should be based off of the deeds that you do, not just the things that you say that you do for charity and
Yeah.
in front of cameras and all that. Like your actions have to back that up. I've worked
Yeah.
with a lot of companies, and a lot of companies like to say, "Oh, look what we're doing," and they want to put that out there. And I loved how you said, "I'm not going to put their name out there for the churches."
Yeah.
That was respectable. I can dig that. If a person did want to like donate to those churches, can we go through you to do so?
Yeah, man.
Like,
I
okay,
could
cool.
connect
And you
them
can
to the
make that work.
churches that
Awesome.
that advocate for that.
That is awesome.
I wish there was more. I think this has been a black eye
Mhm.
to the church congregation.
Yeah.
And this is as a bold, confessing Christian man. I've seen the Christian community really take a black eye to this and not really step out there and really want to help where they're called to
sad.
be.
Now,
And
do you think that that's because of drugs, or do you think that that's just
I think it's a multitude of different things in a sense of laziness. I think it's a lack of discipleship within the church. And I think it's a lack of understanding. I think we've seen that early on. I'll give you kind of an example. My brother and I talked about through kind of like church history was we seen the uprising of like 12-step programs and stuff like that. And a lot of those principles were taken out of scripture, right?
Mhm.
Biblical literature. But the church was becoming really lazy with dealing with drunkards that they're like, I don't know what to do with this. So they said, here, somebody else deal with it,
Mhm.
and then that kind of went its own direction. And there's been contentions and battles with that throughout, history of how to handle those things. And so what happens is the church has been really notorious, and I'm a part of the church, and I'm calling myself out and others is we've become really lazy in this and saying somebody else do it. But then they'll say, hey, like, look what we do over here, and real roots
Yeah.
produce real fruits. And what we have is a bunch of confessing apple trees that are really just orange trees at root.
That's facts.
And-
I hate it. That drives me nuts. I can't
Yeah.
believe you said that. That's so real. I love it. It's one of those look at this hand over here, as it's like, kind
Yeah.
of taking I hate that.
Yeah. And that's not to take away from me that there is
Right.
some churches
There's
out
some
there
amazing ones
that
Yeah,
are really
100%.
giving themselves and just laying themselves down
Mhm.
and pointing people to Christ, sharing the gospel,
Yep.
and then also saying like, let me walk with you through this, because we have so many people. And early on in my walk, I was like, I share the gospel, I just walk away and leave people. That's not the way we do life.
Yeah, just good
Right.
luck.
You preach the truth, and then you walk with that person through their questions, through their errors, and you do not give up on them as Christ has not given up on me. And I continuously point that person to the one who they can look to for the answers.
Exactly.
And I think that's the problem is they'll figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
No man ever has figured it out on his
Ever.
own.
It takes it
It-
takes a village.
it
That's
does.
the whole.
Yeah.
I've never been. I've tried different religions all the way throughout my lifetime. I mean, I started out Catholic, baptized, did all the
The catechisms and
yeah,
stuff.
I went. My grandmother was all about it. So
Yeah.
then I hung out with my Aunt Dana when I got a little older. Did like the Pentecostal thing.
Yeah.
that kind of freaked me out a little bit. Kind of
Sure.
got me a little scared of churches for a bit. You know,
Yeah, sure.
hanging out with snakes and speaking
Yeah.
in tongues. I'm like,
Gold glitter
okay.
coming from the ceilings.
So I left on one of these, not to start a tangent, but this
Yeah.
is a funny story. My Aunt Dana's inside, feeling the body of Christ, just going with it, right?
Right.
She's speaking in tongues.
Should have bought a Honda.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, I'm out. I'm gonna walk outside. So I walk
Yeah.
outside and I shut the door behind me because I was like, that freaked me out. Out of nowhere, big beehive just falls right beside me. I'm covered, like head to toe covered in bees.
Wow.
And I'm screaming because this is like hurting so bad. And I'm rolling. People are coming out onto the porch like of this church, and they're looking at me, and I'm just like rolling back and forth. Nobody's lending a hand to touch me at all. Like they just will not, because I'm just freaking out. So after that moment, I stopped going to church for a long time. I was
Yeah.
like, that freaked me out. My aunt, she did the paces. I think she loved the idea of it,
Yeah.
but she was real hard. Like she's like a hard person.
Yeah.
Like she didn't take no crap from nobody. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't even joke sometimes. It was just that kind of hard. And
Yeah.
man, I miss her. She was really cool, but I don't know if church ever really found its way to her like I want it to have,
Yeah.
but I don't think it ever did. But I picked it up a few times, going back and forth, and not to get on a tangent or anything, but
No, I love this stuff, man. This is what I talk about on
I
a daily
found
basis.
better results in one-on-one communication, just talking to people,
Yeah.
bus stops. I used to drive truck for a living. We'd go to these random places. I mean, I've went from California all the way to Florida driving.
Yeah.
I picked up a couple of hitchhikers, drove them all the way from one side to the other. They
Yeah.
sat in the back the whole time. I'm just riding. They were cool as heck, man.
Yeah.
You're talking about free life people that just cruising, man.
Sure.
They don't care. Like there is still people out there that hitchhike. Believe it or not, this is still in this day and
I've
age.
seen a few thumbs in my
It
day.
is wild, and
Yeah.
and I don't care because if I'm out there, I'm gonna stop for you. I don't care. Like I'm a big dude. I'm sure I could.
You see, you've got
I
that going
could-
for you. I do a little second hesitations.
Right?
I'm like,
could worry
man, I
about
want
that,
to.
but I never worry about that. I just always feel like
That's
I'm in the
good.
right when I'm doing it. I feel like this is like a thing. Like God's gonna put you where you need to be.
That's
And
right.
I don't think I needed a church to ever tell me that. It
Yeah.
just you're gonna be there when you need to be there. You're gonna be there.
Yeah.
So like more times than not, I have had people who needed my help, and I just show up.
Yeah.
Like I don't, and I'm not God. I don't get the little ringing notification that tells me I need to be at a certain spot. It's just you just happen to be there.
He
Like
has built something within yourself
Right.
to have
You go.
a
This
conviction
is where it's at.
and can consciously say, because we're not meat bags robots,
Yeah.
to say,
Mhm.
intuitively, God has designed us a way to say, I ought to do these things, and I
Right.
don't need to pray about. Like I'll
Exactly.
never need to pray about whether I'm going to cheat on my wife or not.
Yeah.
You know
You
what
just
I mean?
know whether
You
it's
know
right
not
or
to
wrong.
do that.
Yeah,
In the same
discernment.
way, you
I
see
love
that
it.
person
Yeah.
is like, now I may not know how to properly handle this situation, but I know that person needs help, and I'm going to help them.
Mhm.
I'll probably mess it up because everything I touch, I mess
I
up.
mess up. That's
You
that's
know
my
what I
thing.
mean?
That's my thing all the time. Oh man, that's wild. So in that, the reason I was saying that is because in this life, God's going to put you where He needs you.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you can run from you can run from it all you want to. You
Yeah.
can be one of those hard people that's like, oh, I don't believe this or I don't believe that, but it's going to catch up to you eventually. Either you're going to need somebody,
Yeah.
and then it hits you that way, or you get to get the positive side of that, and you get to do something cool for somebody,
Yeah.
and you get to see it that way.
Yeah. Absolutely. man.
Preferably, you're the one that does something for somebody, because it sucks when it's the other way around, and
Yeah.
you need something so bad, and there's sometimes there's just nobody there.
It's a
And
really humbling
it
experience
is a humbling experience.
to ask for help from another individual, and you look at that person and say, I've messed up.
Yeah,
But I tell people when I'm working with them and they're like so ashamed, I'm like, look, I'm no better than you.
that's what I say all the time.
Before God,
Not
without
a saint.
Christ and being in Christ alone,
Mhm.
I'm broken, man.
That's it.
I'd have no hope without Him. And I say, look, the only reason you see me having hope is because of what Christ done on the cross for me. And it's nothing, like I tell people, the cross leaves no room for any man.
Mhm.
It is Christ glorifying the Father on that, and we resting in His finished work. And I tell you, I'm no better than you, man.
Yeah.
What you see today is His workmanship, not my own. I say, man, walk with me. that I'm the one that does it, but let me walk you to the one,
Yeah. Who actually does it?
yeah,
Right.
that
Yeah.
has finished this, and
I
you can
feel
say,
you.
man, I'm not good enough, but he is, and let me rest in him.
Yeah. In my journeys, I have met so many different people. I've met shaman.
Yeah,
I've met uh, I have met all the way from like the highest percentage of people that like, the conviction that they have in their religion. I've met, you know, um, rabbis. I've met like my buddy. He's becoming. He's trying to convert to Judaism.
yeah,
He's probably one of the most dedicated men that I have ever met
yeah, man.
when it comes to it. I've met devil worshippers
Yeah,
who swear to you that that's their, it's their
yeah,
path, and then that whatever path they choose, they choose. But like good people, bad people, it's all the same, man. It's all
yeah,
the same. It's people need help, and either you're there for somebody or you're not.
yeah,
And I think all religions share that in common. I think
yeah.
that like
I would agree that by our just the DNA of who we are,
yeah,
we know that we ought to help people.
right,
Now, it's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother topic. I'd love to talk
yeah,
to you on it. Like the presuppositions of why those people believe to help people. That's a
yeah,
whole man. We could sit here for
yeah.
30 hours, and I'd love to.
I love to
They'd be
anytime.
over here sleeping.
And I'm going to tell you
You know.
now, that conversation's coming because I love those conversations. Like to me, that is the conversations people should be having.
Oh, dude, yeah,
They're amazing conversations.
they're
Like,
needed.
That's needed. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. But we'll keep on this one. When you go out there and you do the outreach, does there seem to be like, okay, so I've talked to a lot of police officers, right, or firemen,
Hmm.
and they say when they meet or encounter a homeless person, it's like they will take them through the steps, they will get them all the things that they need, and then it's like they just come back the next week and they're right back in the same spot. Do you feel that that's happening to you as
Yeah,
well?
yeah. Realistically, so I mean, uh, we are dealing with, I believe, and this comes from my convictions that
Mhm.
every man that I come across, he may be foolish, but foolish means he knows better and he does different. Now, I think that some people are truly convinced that what they're doing isn't wrong and all these things. That's a whole nother conviction, but conversation. But when I'm dealing with these people, I know they know what they do is truthful or untruthful.
Mhm.
Now, whether they can explain that or not, and that, no, not everybody has the capacity to. Like, if I ask my son, for example, what's right or wrong, he can tell me at a basic fundamental, but I'm like, explain that. He goes, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so we're dealing with adults who have damaged their brain
Mhm.
and done all these things. And so we're like, okay, don't go across the bridge tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they go, okay. And then we go over there, and the next day they're across the bridge, and the cop's like, why'd you do that? I'm like, well, one, I believe they're a sinner, and they're just rebellious at their nature,
It's happening.
and we do things to feed our flesh. But two, I think they battle cognitively to some degree where they don't process, and that's not a scapegoat.
Mhm.
It's just a reality that though justice be served, I also believe that we need to be patient, generous, and merciful to degrees and measure these things perfectly. But yeah, I deal with clients where I'm like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a bus token,
Mhm.
and this bus token, and here's the address. You can go get your social security card. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, and I need you to come back
Mhm.
and give me that so I can make a copy of the
help you.
temporary you have. And they're
Right.
like, okay. And I'm sitting there for 3 hours and they not come back. And then like 2 weeks later, they show up and they're like, hey, can I get another bus token? I didn't get my. I'm like, where'd you go? And they're like, ah, man, I got distracted. I seen
Yeah.
blah blah blah. And you're like, what are you doing? And so, yeah, we deal with people who aren't used to um, a, a, a consistency
Consistency
and
is the main
in
one.
order
It's crazy.
of things. And they're also not used to following other people's rules. They are used to living, and a lot of them like that to some degree. They get used to it of living their own lifestyle. Where they're like, you're not going to tell me what to do, and so you deal with that. And so that's where it's an immediate thing where we say, okay, you have to go this direction, but it's also steps. These people have gone the wrong direction for hypothetically 17 years in the wrong direction.
Mhm.
Okay, whether it be substance dependencies to terrible lifestyle decisions, they've went the wrong direction, and it's caused catastrophic results. And now we're saying, okay, not only have you went the wrong way for 17 years, but we need you to run back super, super fast in the opposite direction and get back where you're supposed to start at. And it's like, that's not realistic. So we do deal with people like that, but we do have some people that are, really willing, and they put in the work and really make changes and stuff. And I don't want them to be overshadowed by the ones that don't. But yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
the cops are accurate to some degree with that.
Yeah. So a lot of the times, the only reason I ask that is because for a long time, I had this misconception of police officers. I didn't like them. I stayed out of their way. I tried everything in my book. If I seen them, I'd
Yeah,
turn
it's
around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, stay away.
we'll go over this way,
Yeah.
you go over that way.
Yeah.
And I think that like me and my girlfriend, we talk about this all the time. I think that in my world, it was more because I didn't want. So I grew up in that world where you stay away from them, they'll get you in trouble. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
come over here, don't go over to there. And it's like when I grew up, I never thought that any of them were genuine. Like they did certain things because they were getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
Right. Now that I'm older and I've had more time to like actually live in this world and actually see the crap that they're dealing with, it's like it's almost a slap in the face when they go out of their way to try to help somebody and then it goes back around to the circle and it's like they come back a week later and the same thing is happening. It's almost like, dude, did you just really just spit in the favor that I just did for you? And I think they get jaded and they start to like get kind of cold
They can, yeah.
and I don't think it's their fault on that. It's just human nature. You get tired when you start feeling like you're being taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Right? I think the city itself has that same thing going on.
Yeah.
And it's like a fatigue that's happening and it needs new shaking up. It needs like a new, fresh
Yeah.
take on things.
Something's not working.
Something's
right?
not working, right? And I think that it's like everybody's like, "Oh, blame the rich. The rich aren't giving their dues." And I'm like, dude, if you knew how much taxes were going into some of this stuff, it's like, oh my God.
Money doesn't fix it.
Money's not fixing this. It's like
Yeah.
they're throwing thousands and thousands and thousands just at every little problem and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, so what are we doing wrong in the disconnect? So your boots on the ground. You're right there.
Yep.
Front row seat.
Yeah.
If you had it your way and you had unlimited resources, what would you do to fix that?
So if there's a guy named Doug Wilson who I cherish. He's a brother in Christ. Gets a little fringe on some things. I disagree with some things he says because if I was president for 3 days, because that's how long I'd last, right? They'd kick him out. So if you made me mayor
Right.
for 3 days, you know what I mean?
Right. Unlimited resource. You had no way to look back. Just straight, we're doing this.
Yeah.
What would you do?
And so I probably wouldn't last very long. But
Fair
through
statement.
that reformation,
Right.
I would begin to work from the inside out. And like I said, developing standards and communication within those things, those companies, and making sure that they are adhering to this communication. They're going to work together, or they
Right.
need to get out of town and
Right.
shut down. That'd be one thing, is working with these communities, but also dealing with these individuals
Mhm.
on a one-to-one basis and say, look, you've got 3 options here. Okay, we can either go to jail, which the way the jail systems are today, they're terrible.
It's a joke.
You know,
man.
yeah, dude, you're putting people in sweat boxes. They're animals. There's no true reforming in there. It has failed on its
It
face.
has failed everything. Yeah.
But I would say that person is to suffer the consequences, go to jail, go to treatment, or whatever other program we have, whether that be through the Salvation Army. And that's something that we have right now. I would have more services provided for these individuals. The beds that we have, and our mayor, right? I respect him and give him reverence because he is our mayor. Whether you voted for him or not, he's the mayor,
He's the-
right?
right.
And he had brought up a number which I disagree with because I see it on a day-to-day basis. He had said, I think it was 150 individuals that were homeless in Ashland.
God, from what you just said, it was
No,
enormous. number.
absolutely not. I would love to take some of these individuals on some
cruise,
back
just to
roads,
watch it.
just to
Just to
cruise
show, yeah.
and to show them how depravity can be
Mhm.
can hide itself. But I would open up more doors for some of these people to have the opportunity to say, "Hey, look, I've repented of this,"
Mhm.
and give them those options, not just a sober living, not just a treatment facility, but other options where these people can be goal oriented. And I would call out these churches for not doing what they're supposed to do, and that's to be biblical, to disciple,
to
right?
be
To
a
raise them
real
up. I'm not saying
disciple.
just open your doors and just
Right.
let people,
100%. Yeah.
but
Discernment with it. Yeah.
be active
Mhm.
in this, right? Throw the flag down and say, we're here to point people to Christ. Come here.
Mhm.
But those are the things I would offer some type of out or say, okay, look, you can go to one of these options here. You either go to jail or you get out of the city. Like there's only 3 options,
Right.
you know, and I think we need to be graceful with these individuals, like I said, because they do struggle with things, but we need to be stern and we need to hold the word that we have
Yeah.
and not have holes in a bucket of water.
Yeah.
And I think that's what ends up happening, unfortunately, is there's lack of communication in this city. There's lack of options, not in the sense of just resources, because we said, man, you can throw money and resources,
All day.
but the availability to say, hey, look, if this person really says they want help, okay, let's exhaust that. Let's take you there, right? And it'll eventually show itself, right? They're either really wanting the help
or they're just.
or they're not. And you
flaking
say,
out.
okay, now
Yeah.
you've exhausted that. Now it's either jail, straight to jail,
Yeah.
or you need to leave town.
Right.
And they go, well, I don't know where to go. And it's like, look, we've
Obviously,
given you,
we've tried to give you something here. And you
we've
didn't
given
want
you.
that. So.
Now, how that would,
Yeah.
how quickly would that go? I think you would have to go case by an individual.
I think everything should be that way anyway.
Yeah,
But-
and look at a person and say, you know what, that person has walked this way, and then something happened, but we do see progression. Now you have this person, Steve, over here, who's just this rebellious, you know,
Yeah. Just never going to get
trash
it.
panda who's
Yeah.
he destroys everything and he's unrepentive and he has no desire. We say, okay, man,
Yeah.
jail or leave, man.
Yeah.
We're not doing this. You pay your restitutions. You pay back all the things you've done.
Mhm.
Whether, you know, he stole from people, we say, okay, we're going to work off paying all those people back, or you're going to fix everything you broke, or you're going to leave. And I don't think a lot of the homeless in this community are pushed with that accountability. I think if you just ask a lot of the men and women what their childhood looked like, I would say a lot of them had a fatherless
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, it's pretty much just about.
And there's no
everybody I know.
accountability.
Yeah, everybody I know, either their father either passed away, wasn't there, like, or just they didn't even know him because the mother didn't know him.
And such a
So,
huge
like,
impact.
and that's massive.
Yeah, and so I would say that you know attacking these things, of course, in a sense of triage and case by case, but really limiting these options, but saying, hey, like you're not going to do these things alone. We'll walk with you through these things, not just say that, but literally walk with you
Yeah.
through these things personally and individually, and help you get out of these things. But I would call the church where they're supposed to be, and that is going out here and helping the needy and the widows. The church is a safety net. The church isn't the end all be all. It starts in the home.
Right.
Fathers need to do as they're called. There's been weak men in the home that have not raised their children up. It's not, when I say they're putting it on the women and it's not their responsibility. Women were designed a certain way, and I believe men were designed a certain way. And through that, there's a harmoniousness, right? It's beauty, right? And submission and love and all those things. And what's happened is these men have grown weak, and they've put all this weight upon women, and they already have other tasks that they need to do. We're like, not only should you bear this child, but you're going to raise this child, and you're going to teach this
They're gonna
child.
do all this stuff.
You're
with
going
it,
to do
yeah.
all these things, and I'll be around some way, somehow.
I feel like there's. I'm 100% with you on that. You've hit the nail on the head. Everything that you just said right there. 100%. There is a part of me that right there that just absolutely. I hate it because I just felt attacked right there. You know what I mean? Like, I have been a shitty father. Like, I have 2 sons.
You're not alone. I'm a terrible, like,
It's so
before God,
bad.
I'm a terrible
Right.
father.
That's what I'm saying. That's the way I look
No,
at it.
man.
I'm like, I've tried and I keep failing. Tried, keep failing. Tried and keep failing. But as a man, that's what you're supposed to do. You're just supposed to keep trying, right? I mean, it's all you can do. Right now, I think I used to say that, you know, money isn't the end of all
It
questions.
says low power, by the way. Does that matter?
No, that's
Okay,
fine.
okay,
This
okay,
one's actually
okay.
recording. That's just a
I didn't want to.
visual.
Boop.
Yeah, that's just a visual. I think money is just it tells us what we can and can't do with what we have available for resources, right? But if I never made a dime in my life, but I'm smart, I'm strong, I can go out and actually want to work at something.
Yeah.
But let's say I never make a dime, not a single dime, but I make mad connections. You know, I bust my ass every single day and I get
Yeah.
things done. Did money ever really matter? Like, in my opinion, no. But the world that we live in right now, as a father, and the reason I'm saying this is because I have one child with one woman. She was cool, you know. I wasn't there. She had another man that was in his life, and I never kind of wanted to interfere with that.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was my child at the time.
Yeah.
They did their thing, and I'm only saying this because I want people to understand that I'm not one to preach about anything that I haven't went through myself, right?
Yeah.
So for this, being a bad father happened to me twice, not once, twice. Okay, first time, I stayed out of my son's life. She got married to this guy. They had my son. You know, years go by as they do, and it's awkward. I don't really want to jump back in, right? So I'm not trying to like be, you know, there but not there, there but not there sort of thing. So I kind of just stayed away, and you get depressed. You get into these modes, and I think most men want to be there for their children, and I think that I don't know what it is, like, you know, good or bad, you know, angel, devil, whatever's happening.
Yeah.
It's separating fathers from their kids.
Yeah.
And it's happening more and more frequently. I'm not alone in this by saying this. So I'm wanting people to understand you're not alone if this is how you're feeling. Like, this is happening all over the world. And I think there's an emasculation that's happening. Like, you're not allowed to be the father. Like, you're not. Something's going to happen where you have to be more than just what you expect a father to be.
But you're responsible for
But
them
you're
if something
responsible
happens.
for 'em. Yeah, 100%.
The government
that's
takes
it.
over your reign
Right.
in the home, but you're responsible for paying for that child. But you have no say so.
Nothing.
And how, and that is, that's where when we talk about if I was mayor for a day, it would be properly aligning in these spheres.
Yeah.
What the church is called to do, what the government is called to do, and what the home is called to do. And when you talk about being this like crappy father, right? You sit across from somebody. If I showed you my life, if it was projected up here, we probably wouldn't be having a podcast, right? You'd be like, this dude's not allowed up here. You know,
We'd be still kicking. I promise you.
But
Like,
I've been divorced. You know, I've been the bad son, the bad husband, the bad brother. I've been the depraved man who lived out there and really lived it. Had no desire to love my children the right way. Everything was selfish.
Yeah.
But God just, when I say imposed in my life, He changed my life
feel you on that one.
drastically. When I say not against my will, but against my very nature of who I am.
Yeah.
But people say, why do you love God? I'm like, you think I would have chose this upon my own desires? God done something within me. I don't deserve it, didn't earn it.
Yeah.
So the things I do for my children today, it's not because of Justin.
Yeah.
It's because of what he's done in me. I'm like, I don't deserve these kids, man. You know, like when and I think it's a really good thing you did right there. And I don't want to lose heart of that is when you said that hit you right here. There's a reason that hit you there. It's because you care, right? Because that attacks the very essence of who we are. We're like, man, I should have been better. It's like, but you know who doesn't do that? People that don't care. People they go, you know what? I was good over here.
Yeah.
You know, but to say, man, you know what? I was crappy.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. Yeah, I mean, I tried. Could have tried harder though. I could have been, you know what I mean? And that's a rawness.
The reason I was saying that is because she'll tell you all the time that I could say something like if there's times where her and my mom will say, "Oh, you're doing so good by them, and you're trying," and I feel like that's a cop out. Like, to me, their mothers was the true heroes in those situations, right? Like, my son lives in California now. That's my youngest. I don't get to see him. I pay child support as much as I can when I can, you know, money willing and stuff. And but it sucks to be looked at like I don't think she looks at me like I'm a paycheck. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say it that way. It's more of I feel like she's using that to like keep me in his life. You know what I mean? Like pay this money, don't forget about us, sort of thing. You know what I mean? And I hate that feeling because every time I do something good for my son, it almost feels like I'm not doing something good because then somebody just says, "Oh, you're only doing it because you have to." You know what I mean? Like, oh, the government put you on a child support, so you have to do this. Like, no, I really want to do this, but it's like, as a father, these are the things that you have to hurdle, and it sucks, man. It sucks. Any man will contest and say, "Hey, listen, I'm trying my best. We're doing our best." You know, like, and I see this a lot lately.
Yeah.
I see this a lot. There is men that do not want anything to do with their kids. Period.
No.
And I'm like, dude, are you crazy?
What's
like,
wrong with you,
what is
man?
wrong with you, dude? Like I'm fighting tooth and nail. Wish I could actually hang out with my kids. I invite my son down here all the time. I want him to work here with me at the thing that I'm building, and it's wild because I think God puts you in these situations because as a father now, I once was a child that looked at a father and said, that person doesn't care about me.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the same damn position.
Flips, man.
And it's like I'm looking at my kid going, I bet he's thinking the same shit. Like, this dude just does not care about me.
Yeah.
And he couldn't be farther from the truth.
Yeah, if they only knew.
If they only knew the struggle that I'm dealing with every single day, trying to pay bills, get things together. Community is the biggest, not only the cornerstone, the capstone, the foundation of everything that we do in this world is community. And it sucks that not enough people understand that.
Yeah.
That is, it's truly inspiring that you are doing this for the homeless community. And I wonder if the government wasn't there to do child support.
Yeah.
I'm curious if some of the people who are in that role would find a different way to try to help kids, or would they still be in it?
I don't know. That's good. I think the child support system is completely whacked out.
It's crap.
I think there needs to be consequences for men or women that abandon their marriage. I hold to a pretty tight view of marriage through a biblical lens. I don't hold to what they call I do hold to a permanency view within stipulations, that being continuous unrepentant spousal abuse, adultery, abandonment. And I'm not talking about somebody that goes to the bar for a couple hours.
Real abandonment.
Just
straight up leaves you. Never comes back, never talks to you again. See, I didn't ask for the divorce. She did. I was a bad person. Hands down, she was in the right. I wasn't ready to be a man. I can honestly accept that for myself. That took a lot of years to figure that out. I used to smoke pot all the time. Don't care that people know that.
We all have a past, right?
Yeah,
we all have a history.
I grew from that. I don't do any drugs. Don't do anything. Don't drink.
Don't smoke. Don't chew. Don't hang out with ladies that do.
Don't do nothing, man. And that's thanks to people. That's thanks to me figuring out a community that actually helped and actually worked, right? Yeah. So I could say that with confidence now that the person I once was would literally freak out if they saw me now, you know? And that's empowering. Yeah. And I wish that other people could feel that kind of power. If I looked at my older self, it would just run and cower. It would hide. It would not want to be in the same presence as me. And it's wild. It's a totally different feeling. And I think that every man has that in them to be able to do that. And I think every woman has that same ability as well, because they're dealing with craziest things, man. And it's sad that they're having to be the father figure in the child's life.
It's not their responsibility.
It's not their responsibility. And
how dare a man put the weight of a responsibility on a woman?
And I feel that for myself.
Shame
how
on
dare
them.
I do that?
Shame on me.
Shame on me. Right. That's what I'm saying. So at a point, it's like, I think people in general have to come together and say, hey, listen, this is what's happening. This is how I'm feeling. At least put it on the table that this is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
I have. What is the thing that they have right now? It's 23 men, I think, kill themselves every second.
Really?
Every second. Every second, another. That might even be a low number.
Yeah.
And I don't think that that's because, you know, simple reasons.
Yeah.
Like they just feel exhausted
Yeah.
of
Nobody's just taking their life just
right. They're not just taking their
it's
life
got a
'cause it's
speeding ticket.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like, oh, I got a speeding ticket. Damn, you know, no.
Can't pay that off. Yeah.
It is literally they feel that they are at the end of their rope, and I hate that for them. I hate that for any human being to feel so depraved that they have no redemption, no
Yeah.
feeling like that anything is going to get better,
Yeah.
and that sucks. And I think that that's what causes a lot of this homelessness around these areas is the depression. Seasonal depression is a real thing as well too.
Oh, it is. Well, and that's where the church needs to come. I hold to and you get time to look this up,
Mhm.
and maybe the viewers too. I hold to what they consider a reform view of Christian ethics. The doctrines I hold to, and one of those would be a general equity style of how we operate in the sense of spheres. So we would take God's breathed word, Scripture, and His moral standards, and when you look through Scripture, you will see in principle how we are to operate with a moral law breaking to some degree through case studies of what we see descriptively through Scripture and God's direct commands. And so when we see like interactions within the community, that is what the cops are supposed to do. The cops aren't supposed to be necessarily merciful. They're the ones to bear the sword, arrest people for breaking the law. But the church and what they're not doing is they're not being the merciful ones. Look, when somebody murders somebody, that you have taken a life unjustly, right? And I would say before God, not only on this earth are you held in judgment and there's consequences, capital punishment, but you have done something. You have attacked an image bearer of God. You've attacked the very essence of who God is because He made him in His image.
Right.
You will stand before Him, right? But what the church is not saying is, with that bad news, there's forgiveness in Christ, right? You've done something evil, but there's forgiveness, and showing them that we can find peace and reconciliation, and telling these men, look, you're trying. It's never going to be good enough because you will always
You'll
fall.
always fall.
Look
right.
to Him, and He in Him will show you how to live life. So with my kids today, my wife, she's so gracious with me today. I've been remarried. I don't deserve her. She's an amazing woman. She come with 2 kids. I call them my bonus children. They're my children. They
That's
lost their father. She's been really patient with me through this process of sanctification and sense of like, man, I had a lot of baggage, but it was brothers in the faith, brothers in Christ that really worked with me. Like you said, in that community, it was like, Justin, what you're doing is not right, man.
Mhm.
But like you said, with the individual that you look as a father figure, he tells you how to do this. He doesn't just say what to do. He shows you and says how to do these things and walks with you. These men were saying, you're doing this wrong, man. And I'm like, well, then why didn't they go, let me walk with you?
Yeah.
And that's where the church, so if I was mayor for 3 days,
Right.
church, go out, preach the gospel, be merciful, help the widows, help the sick, help the fatherless, point these men to being godly men again and standing and taking back the responsibility that it's not the responsibility, well, I think I have. No, God has called you, commanded you to have this responsibility because it's not that I don't want to be a man. I am a man.
Right.
And I can't deny that.
Deny it. Right.
And people are
And
like,
there's a lot
well,
of people that are trying, but
they try. And you can't, like you said, you can't
deny it.
outrun that.
You can't outrun it.
Because when you suppress that,
It's going to come back
it's
raw.
like a balloon
That's what I'm
or
saying.
a water
Raw.
thing in the water.
Yeah.
And it just pops back up, man. And so, and I would say in the home, these men need to step up and they need to be fathers.
Yeah.
And these women, they need to be mothers and they need to raise their, like, there's a famous man, his name's Vodi Bakum.
Mhm.
He passed away. He made a comment. It was regarding like public school systems and stuff like that, whether you agree to them or not. He said, we should not be surprised when we send our children off to Caesar and they come back as Romans. And in the same way, if
Damn.
we have men being, their children being fatherless, and we're wondering why, when we have the government,
Yeah.
we give them over to the government. We say, here, take care of my children. We go, I can't believe they're rebellious. They're addicted to drugs. It's like, where were you, man?
I can't believe they went to prison. And it's like, can't
Where-
you?
where
You
were
literally
you?
gave them to the government. Like,
Yeah.
that's, what do you think they're going to go to?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
And so if we
That's-
could,
wow.
attack the
That's
home
brutal.
and not just say stop, but show them what a real home looks like. It's the most beautiful thing as a home. Families,
Yeah.
which we were,
Yeah.
talking about, skating eventually, but
Mhm.
where we talked about the kind of like the model of what the skating rink would look like.
Mhm.
But the home is where everything gets attacked.
Yeah.
The ideologies, they attack the children. They make the women question what women really are. They make men say, "Oh, this is not what real men look like." They deconstruct the home, and if you can deconstruct the home,
Mm-hmm.
man, you've destroyed everything.
Everything. See, man, that's so brutal. I love that quote, man. If you give them to Caesar, don't freak out when they become Romans. That
Yeah.
is 100% fact. So starting with how you would approach the homelessness, do you think that these little, because there's new construction techniques, right?
Mhm.
So you've got all these I lived out in Hawaii for a little bit. I was homeless out there.
Yeah.
Now everybody's like, "Oh, cool, you were homeless in paradise.
Beach man,
It's great."
yeah.
I'm like, "No, man, you don't understand. Like,
It's rough out there too,
homeless
dude.
is homeless. Like, you don't have a home. It gets rough, man. You get dirty, you get nasty.
Yeah.
Every day goes by, it gets worse and
Have
worse
you ever
and
had
worse.
sand in your shoe, bro? All day,
All day,
burns.
every day. I'm like, nah, don't get me started, man. Have you not changed your drawers in like a week or two? Like, that's when you know you're homeless.
You ever
Like,
seen that?
know
Was
what I
it
mean?
Scarface where he talks about eating like
When
octopus
your
or something like
shirt
squid
is the
for
only shirt
a week?
you got, So like that's homeless. Like, so eating out of a dumpster. If you've not been at the bottom of a dumpster and ate something out of it, don't talk to me yet about homeless.
Yeah.
That's where that's at. So I have been homeless. I have been so homeless that in the front of a church there was a water fountain, and me and my aunt, we were both homeless, living on the streets.
Yeah.
We are taking change out of this church's little fountain out in the front that people are throwing in for the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're taking that, filling our pockets. Oh, we're going to McDonald's now, like getting
Yeah.
some food. Like, I've been homeless, bro.
Yeah.
So
Not knowing where your next
not knowing
meal
where your
will
next
be.
meal is, you don't care about anything.
As you walk past people that are,
Have it
and
all
I'm not
and
against
care.
people enjoying
And
their stuff,
yeah,
but
I'm fine with
not
that.
caring about something wrong with that man.
Right? Like
What's wrong with him?
a simple conversation could have been had at any point in time.
Yeah.
And they never saw me and I never saw them, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I would go about my day. I'd go down to the beach. I'd go try to wash my hair and stuff in they got the little showers and stuff over there.
Yeah.
But other than that, nobody, paid me no mind, and I didn't pay them no mind either. So it's weird that homelessness is this thing. But anyways, I'm going back to this. We have new technologies now where homes, these little mock homes,
Yeah.
these the container houses, man, those things are nice, dude. Like, I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
A container, those little shipping containers, what are they? Like $1,000, right?
Yeah.
With what a person spends for, let's say, a $20,000 car,
Mhm.
right? You got 20 houses right now, 20 houses just that fast. I'm not saying I'm a perfect man, but I would start at something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a system of housing for the homeless that is like to give them a place to start.
Yeah, and
know?
that's what we don't have that, and I know they've talked about that, but like we've talked about on here,
Yeah.
there's talking and there's doing.
And there's
You know, and I'm-
100%.
I like talking, man. We're
But I
doing it
like
right now,
doing, man.
but like let's do it.
Let's do this.
You know
That's
what I
I'm
mean?
saying. Yeah.
Because like that's where like we really produce
Right.
something, and the rubber really meets the road, and
Mhm.
they've talked about that, and so I've always said my ideal model of a perfect nation in the sense of what that
Yeah.
would look like in the sense of the realm of homelessness is to reconnect the families as much as possible,
Yeah.
and if that be something like you said, putting these people in houses so they can eventually
Start. Just
usher
give them a
themselves
start.
back into their homes.
Yeah.
Praise God, we
That's
need
what I'm saying. We need that.
stability.
It's the thing. We need that. So I'm actually intrigued by this now. There's a thought that I have. Okay, so you've seen those little tiny, there's these tiny buildings, those things, they're one room, man.
Yeah.
It's literally just a one room thing. It's got like little barn doors on it. You know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
You see them in front of Lowe's and all those little things.
Yeah, they're like shed
They're little
houses.
shed
Yeah,
houses. Like-
garages or whatever.
How hard would it be for people to come together and maybe build? I would say that those could probably be built in a weekend.
Yeah, they just say it's not my land, not on my property though.
Not on my property.
Well,
that's the problem.
I ran it. I come across a church,
Mhm.
and this guy come up to me one day at that church because I worked in treatment,
Right.
and we would take these individuals to different churches
Mhm.
upon the director's request. I didn't get to choose the church. We would just take them where
Right.
they asked. And I don't know the guy's name. I don't know if he was a deacon or whatever he was there, but he was an attendee and apparently a regular. And he said, I got a question for you. Shoot.
Mhm.
And he said, man, I live out in the county, and there's a group of women. I guess they had opened up maybe kind of like a sober living Oxford style
Mhm.
transitional house across the street from him in his neighborhood. He's like, I don't really feel comfortable with that. And I was like, why do you not? I mean, like, why? You know, in a genuine sense, so
Yeah,
why?
yeah.
And he's like, well, I mean, I want these people to get help, but I mean, this is me paraphrasing,
Mhm.
and I wish the guy was here to speak for himself, advocate. But you know, basically, I want them to get help. I just don't think right here is the best place because we have kids and we have
He wants them to
dogs.
get
And
help, but he doesn't want to see it.
just get over there.
Just do it behind closed doors somewhere.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's not how we
How help
operate. I
works
said,
at
you know the
all.
difference between those people that live over there and your milkman or your mailman today?
One bad day.
Well, is you know their problems. You know who they are.
Yeah,
You don't know your mailman.
that's a fact.
You know,
That's a
serial
fact.
killer, whatever.
It's a
You don't
fact.
know that.
Yeah.
At least you see their problem. You go, that's bad. And it's like, what if we exposed your problems?
Mhm.
Would you be? And I said, so this is what I would do. I was like, if you're asking my
Yeah.
take on this and what I believe
Mhm.
Scripture would tell us to do in this sense and principle, is I was like, you have your wives in that neighborhood.
Mhm.
Go over there, make your best fruitcake, gelatin, whatever,
Yeah.
and go over there
And introduce you.
and introduce yourself and
Yeah.
say, here in this community, we are a Christian community,
Mhm.
and we love that God has brought you here, and we will do everything we can
Dude, that's
to
pretty-
comfort you and point you to Christ and raise you up and disciple you and all those things.
Yeah.
Let us be here for you. I was like, that's how I would start. I was like, I wouldn't send the men necessarily
Yeah,
over.
but still,
Send those women over to
Yeah.
talk to them. And it's kind of like the guy kind of like
Break the ice
offsets like,
first, yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, that sounds good. It's like, because it is good.
it is. Yeah,
It is.
That's why it hit you like that.
Be
Yeah.
bold and do that. And
Yeah.
here's the thing, dude, can they rob you? Sure.
Of course.
But guess what? So can that mailman.
Just
Dude,
as
he
fast.
knows your address. He knows your
Yeah.
name.
Dude, honestly, there's not a thing. Listen, I grew up knowing the worst parts of civilization, right? So, as far as you're never safe, I don't care how much money you have, I don't care how many cameras
reality.
you've got, I don't care how many guns you have, you are never safe.
Yeah.
The very next day could be more guns coming at you, could be more stuff coming at you. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You are never safe, ever.
Yeah.
But with that, that doesn't mean, oh God, be fearful of everything.
Hiding under a chair.
Right? No, that means stand up, be the person you're supposed to be, and
Yeah.
face it head on. Like that's all I can do, right? So every day I open these doors to the thought that this place could be robbed, and I
Yeah.
can't help another single soul ever. And that sucks, man. That is a really shitty thing that could happen.
Yeah.
But my works that I am doing, that God is telling me to do, is there.
Yeah. And I tell you what, man,
And I just don't think that that's going to stop because
No.
like it's where I have
We-
to be is where I got to be.
I truly believe in my, my presuppositions that God is sovereign over all things. He's in control of all things.
Right.
And I will not die a time before, a time after he has chosen
Where it's
those
time
things.
to be.
So like you
Right.
said, yes, there's real threats in this world, but like I trust him
Every
who's
day.
created me for a purpose,
Mhm.
and I'm going to do these things in obedience and
Right.
glorify him and say, you know what? I do not fear man,
Mhm.
but I fear the one who created man, and I trust in him that he will provide and protect me through these things. And when I say protect me, it doesn't mean that ain't somebody will come through here and shoot this, but
Right.
even in those instances, I do not look to what is seen,
Right.
but I look to what is eternal, and I trust in him that if something was to happen, God, I hope it doesn't happen,
Right.
but it's not cosmic. What we mean for evil,
Mhm.
somebody's come through here, he means for good,
Yeah.
and good will come out of it.
Yeah.
We may not understand that. Like, how do you tell somebody that, like, I look at these homeless people and I'm like, look, what you're going through is not meaningless.
Yeah.
And regardless of your rebellion, God will be glorified through all these things. And they go, that don't make any sense. My uncle just died, Justin, 6 months ago. How's that good? And I'm like, you're asking me with a finite mind how God makes all things come together for his goodness. I don't know, but I can tell you this, the greatest miracle that's ever happened in my life is he turned a man from dead to life, one that hated him,
Yeah.
to saying now he's everything I have. And I say, look to him, trust
Yeah.
in him that he will provide. And so, like you said, that's a perfect example of sovereignty in the sense of anything could happen,
Anything could happen.
but not outside of his hand.
Right.
And then I trust that, and I'm gonna keep doing and pushing on
Until the day I can't.
what I feel convicted to do, and that's to help a community. I
That's
think
it.
it's a beautiful thing you do.
I appreciate that.
I love it.
That's
I-
what I'm hoping this
I-
goes well, and I hope people.
I believe it
see
will.
That's the thing. In what we do every day, right? I think that there's so much time that goes by, we forget that these are human beings that are having to deal with this nonstop.
Yeah.
We have services that only help certain times.
Yeah.
You've got certain places that'll help you, but only between the hours of this and this.
Yep, traditional hours.
Right. You've got certain protocols that dictate that if you have this, oh, you've got an animal, sorry, we don't bring those in. You go somewhere else with it. So they'd just rather be homeless than to have to deal with the regulations and the tape that's keeping help from actually happening.
Yeah.
My buddy, we went over to West Virginia. He owns all of the passages.
Yeah,
Right.
I remember you telling me about that.
Dude, he hit me with the most raw thing I had ever heard somebody say. I have been to so many different therapy places. I've been to places where they say that they're trying to help families
Mhm.
get,
Yeah.
CPS came, we've had horrible stuff when I was a kid growing up. I got taken away from my mom. There's all kinds of weird stuff.
Mhm.
I have seen people who say they help people. This man stood there in front of me and said it just like this. I don't care. I just want to help people.
Yeah.
I don't care about the paycheck. I don't care that the insurance isn't going to cover some guy coming into my office.
Yeah.
He said, I don't care about the little thin lines that they tell me I can't go over here to go help somebody. I just want to help people.
Yeah.
He's like, that is my only, you don't have to put I just want to help people. But no. We scratched that.
Yeah.
I just want to help people.
Yeah.
That right there. And I was like, bro, they hit my soul, man. They hit my soul dead straight to the rights. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, he said that so perfect. I can't. It's still to this day. It's like,
Well,
That's
and
what I'm
trusting
talking
that
about.
God will provide
that is awesome.
everything I need necessity wise
Right.
for this person. And here's the thing. If I don't have extra, I can't give it because I don't have it.
Right.
But in that sense of, like he said, he just wants to help. I was working at a treatment facility in Huntington that opened up, and I was kind of a part of, not in the sense of I was the foundation of helping build this. I just got to be a part of it for a little bit. And I remember the guy that asked me there that owned it, he said, where do you kind of see yourself in 5 years? And I said, hopefully with a new job, because this place will be closed down because we've helped every
Perfect.
person we
I
could.
love it. That's
And
awesome.
he kind of, I don't know if he knew what I was meaning, because I can kind of be
No, I totally
offset
got that.
about
Yeah,
stuff and smart aleck, and I wasn't being. I was like, I'm saying I want to help so many people that there's no more people to be led to Christ.
Right.
There's no more people that are homeless. There's no more people struggling, which is, of course, not ideally on this side of heaven,
Right.
But that's my desire and that's my mission, and it's boots to the ground. I was like, that I have to wake up and you say, we're not working today.
Yeah.
We closed down. There's no more people to help. Go find a job cutting grass. And I'm like,
Yep.
let's get it. And I think if people have that mindset, and I'm not always consistent with that, my heart's there.
I know what you mean.
I fall short of that
I
daily
think
because
it's
I'm like, man,
every man, woman, and child
but like
will have that problem.
to have that heart and say, you know what, His will, not mine, right? His will, not mine, that I help another individual, not in the sense of I neglect my family duties and all those
Right.
things, but everything in my muscle. My chief end is to glorify God through all things. And that is by shepherding people, discipling people, evangelizing to people,
Yeah.
right? And
Helping people.
like your
Right.
friend said, I just want to
Help
help
People.
people
Right.
and be there and lead them.
Dude, I love it.
It's a beautiful thing.
That
and
is.
There's no other like gratification because look, man, you can collect rocks, you can collect lizards, or you can have an animal shelter.
Yeah.
Awesome. But it's never going to touch the
Never.
same note as is to help look at another individual, because we're made in the same image and we have that same understanding of morality and how things have come into place and our purpose in life. And we go, I get that, man. I get what you're going through.
Yep.
And let me help you through that. And when you see them succeed and you see somebody get out of that, man, it's rewarding.
It is. I think right now we're in a wonderful time to be alive, to be honest, with the technology that we have access to.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
There's no reason why we can't really, really help people.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not just saying it just in a, the smart alecky way. I mean, really, really help people. Like, we have everything we need minus some of the resources.
Yeah.
And I think that resources just come from opportunity.
Yeah.
So like right now, I won't say the word struggling because I am struggling, but not for that reason.
Growing?
I think I'm growing to a point where it's like painful. Like I'm growing so fast that I'm almost not sure what to do with myself. Like I'm so excited that, it's so big.
Overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. So like, I never want to be the person that's like, oh, look what I did or look what I'm doing. Like, look at me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that. So what I'm trying to do to keep myself accountable from that is working with people that have the same mindset. And then that way, because they say if you've got 10 friends that are drug addicts, you're going to be the 11th.
Yeah.
If you've got 10 friends that are millionaires, you're going to be the 11th.
Yeah.
So which one would you rather have?
Yeah.
I want 10 friends that are wanting to help people.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Surround yourself around wise counsel.
That's it. And you're going to be a wise man. That's it. So right now, I've got the privilege of working with Crisps, right?
Yeah.
And I love the family everything about them is amazing.
Yeah.
They just lost their father. They're trying to figure things out. Their
lot,
whole
man.
business. It's a lot, dude. It's a lot. To be a business owner is so scary. It is terrifying because you don't just have yourself. You've got other people that are depending on you to make sure you're figuring things out, right?
Rest upon
That's
this.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I've got this awesome company that's putting their trust in me to take pictures, videos.
They're great, by the way. If anybody hasn't seen them, they're
I appreciate
awesome.
that. I'm so happy to get to work with them and to have the privilege to actually try to help this family because that's like a pillar of the community right there. That place has been generational business.
Dude, it's a staple.
It's a staple.
And people should be coming together to rally around them and say,
like nonstop.
Not in my house.
Yeah, nonstop.
Right?
Nonstop. I feel the same way about Garden Roller Ring.
Yeah.
That is a staple.
It is.
My Uncle Chip, that was his first job. My mom, she was that.
She's still getting it.
She's still getting it.
She's out there discoing.
She's down there all the time. I love that place. I walked in there the other day when we met up, and I was just like, it was like I never left. It's so.
It's got that smell.
There was so many changes, but it still felt so. It was the place.
You can't change.
Soul of it is there.
The essence of it. You can't change it. It's got that funk to it.
Oh my gosh! Listen, if they're willing to work with me, right, and because he seemed awesome. Dave is the man. Like he seemed so cool.
People see one side of Dave, and like we were saying with social media,
right?
And look, I'm willing to have any conversation with anybody. I'll walk that dog out with them. And look, Dave is when I say tougher than a $2 steak, he's just cut different.
Seemed it, man.
And I say that in a loving way. What you see with Dave is what you get. He is a genuine person.
You can tell
across the board. And there's been a couple times through my walk with him, like, man, maybe he's a little different here. No, he's the same regardless. And I think what's happened is the media has taken things and spun it the way they wanted it, and they've seen things. And Dave is a fallen man just as I am, and he falls short. But what they're not seeing is the wholeness of this. I seen it all. I was there. I seen what was on cameras. I seen what was not on cameras. I seen the aftermath of how he thought through things. I've seen this man go through things, hell and high water. And, I've seen a community, because he's an outsider.
Right.
He's from Charleston. But he's loafed around here.
Right.
But I've seen people put him to the fire. And here's the thing, like I said, does he handle everything perfectly? No, but he's my friend. And he's been there for my family. I've seen him be there for other families. And look, I'll take genuineness and authenticity over anything, man. Look, there's things that maybe me and him disagree on in a sense of personality. But he would go to war for me. And that's something I love about him is he may not have it all together, but he'll stand there with you and he'll try to figure out. He's stubborn.
Yep.
That's my dude. He's stubborn, but people don't see the generosity I've seen this man give to people, saying, you know what? I've seen him let whole families go through,
Yeah.
not just once,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about on multiple occasions. And you brought up like kind of like the homelessness, and my heart to help people is to lead them to Christ. And I grew up in that same rink when Bill owned it. Well, he didn't own it; he ran it, and his brother Dave. And I remember being this broken kid there.
Yeah.
My family, my mother and father were divorced. My dad was a drunk. My mother working 2 jobs, and really, she didn't know how to parent that well because, I mean, she was struggling, just to pay bills, and she was trying to find her own way and understand things. And I lived, that was my place to find peace. May have been the best way to do it, not necessarily, but you know what? I found comfort there. Bill done the best he could with my life as a child to guide just a little reckless sinner that was rebellious. I remember one time, man, I had this kid gave me this lighter. There was a gun, but it was a lighter, and I'm acting around like I'm shooting people. And dude, he pulled me to the back of that. I was so happy to be in the back in the kitchen for the first time. He's like, "Do you have a gun on you?" But he was willing to discipline me and be a father figure to me. Yeah. Was it only for a few hours a day? But man, I was there every day. My mother dropped me off there, man. And so I said to myself, I want to give back to the kids that are just like me, man. Those troubled kids that the mom drops them off because they don't want to deal with them or go to the bar, or the families that don't have really much money and they're just trying to find a place to do something, or that kid that's really struggling with his identity and finding hobbies. I'm like, there's tons of opportunities to have gospel conversations and really walk with people, man, and say, hey, man, I am you too. I was once that way and still am. And really build these relationships with people. And also it's healthy, man. I love getting funky to music.
I love it.
And building relationships with these people.
It's awesome, dude. Like, we went over there and it was good vibes. You could feel the energy of that place is nice. Yeah. It's not stuffy. There's no like animosity there. There was no dude.
We're here to have fun.
Yeah,
man.
That's what I'm saying, man. You've seen people that couldn't skate. They was on the side. They were scared to death, couldn't move.
Yeah.
But everybody was still real supportive. They was like, man, you're doing good. Keep it up. And they just, you'd see them go across. Man. Thank you. And it just, it was real nice, man. I like family-oriented stuff because I didn't have that as a child.
And that's his model.
And I think that is the important part of that. I feel like if we can get businesses that are keyed together for that type of structure, and that means local churches, that means family-oriented businesses like the Crisps, you know what I mean, Crisps. So that way it's like, you've got Garden Roller Rink. If we can find a couple more businesses that pair well together, you've got yourself a pillar. Yeah. If that pillar can actually do what I think it can, it's a safe space for people. Yeah. It's a family-oriented place for people. It's a way to show people that drugs aren't the only thing that this area has to offer.
Yeah, it's not a staple.
That's what I mean. Yeah. It's like, this is what I want to see. I want to see people actually come together, have fun, make it a normal day. Yeah. Like, I would love to just be able to have like a normal routine where you have fun. Like, what happened to that? It seems like everybody has so many weird things. They're like, oh, I can't go out tonight. Why? Why can't you go outside?
I'll pay for you to go.
Right? They're like,
I'll pay for you to get to the rink.
I can't go out today because I'm tired of your excuses. No. Yeah. There is none. Why can't you go outside? Let's go have some fun. Yeah. We should be able to have fun like we used to have. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't require drinking. It does not require drugs. Yeah. You can still have a good time.
Sober.
It's
crazy. I know.
It's amazing.
I know. Right? People like, it don't make sense. I'm like, oh, it does. It's mathing.
It does happen. Yeah. And I think we need to find that again. And I'm glad that there is a place that has that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't care what I have to do. I think that is that right there in itself is all that place needs to bring people there. Yeah. That right there.
Yeah. I mean, that was his model from day one. And I've been to a lot of rinks in a lot of areas, and he's really encouraged that for me to go out. So when I left, man, I'd lived just a real reckless lifestyle, and I didn't really come back into skating. I skated most of my life. My mother was a figure skater, and so it was woven into me. She wasn't nothing professional, but she competed, and she passed that love of skating down to me and really encouraged me. And I skated for many years, and then I quit. And my first marriage, I skated a little bit, but it just wasn't the same. And I'd spent my life off and on really dependent to other substances and other vices in life. That my life was really bondage to those things, and I didn't really have hobbies. I was just existing. And it wasn't until coming to Christ and being born again that I was like, man, like I want to be a man. You know what I mean? Do man things. And I know people are like, well, manly things aren't skating. I'm like, no, I found hobbies. I exercise.
Now listen,
But listen,
when we was growing up, there was some badass skaters.
ladies
And
love
I
a
don't
good
care.
skater.
They love them. I don't care. That was some fun stuff.
the ladies
I had a
love a
blast.
good skater.
I'm just saying, I had a blast growing up.
Right.
And that was,
You can
skating
break
was
down.
fun.
You can get, hey man, you can get on some moves on skates.
I'm telling you. Hey, your boy over there yet.
Tristan?
My God.
Yeah.
The man was like born on skates. I don't
Salute,
know.
right?
What
Hey.
happened. He was so smooth with it. It was ridiculous. I was
He
like,
is,
all right,
man.
this dude is killing
And
me.
he's what you would consider, shout out to Tristan. Really love the guy, man. I don't want to call him a kid because he's a young man and he's a friend. But he's what you would consider a very all-around skater, like someone like myself. You would consider more of a shuffle style skater.
Yeah.
But he is somebody you would consider a very all-around skater, where he you spin and jump and do
spins,
those
the
things.
jumps, that was awesome. I was like,
He's
"Oof,
got
that's
it
crazy."
going on.
Yeah.
But I love to shuffle, man. We get in these shuffle lines,
Yeah.
shuffle trains.
See, I
and-
got to see this. This is okay. I got to see this. Yeah.
yeah, man.
I was
We
trying.
like to boogie down, man. It's
I love it.
it's mainly two stepping and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's you get
I like
funky
that.
with each
Yeah,
other.
I like that.
And you know what? By doing that, being this almost a 40-year-old man,
Yeah.
people are like, man, why are you out there skating with these teenagers? I'm like, I don't see their fathers doing it. I mean, for
That's
real, I don't
facts.
see your mom doing it with you.
That's a fact.
And so these kids, not only have I taught them to skate,
Yeah.
I've taught them how to do life. I sit there with them, and I'm like, man, you don't need to be kissing on that girl, buddy.
Yeah.
You're a young man. You need to really work on yourself because taking in a woman like that, or can you protect her right now?
Yeah.
Do you know how to love a woman? They're like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, and so being that father figure to them and walking with them, the skating is just kind of a
It is.
it's just
there.
it's just
fun.
there.
Yeah.
But the other stuff is why I'm there, man, and I get to do these things to have fun with them. My family skates with me.
Yeah, I love that. When I seen that, I was like, okay, this is cool.
We're
I
rink
can
rats,
already-
baby.
Yeah, I can dig this.
My
already.
wife may not be as much, but she supports it, and she knows that like this is an outlet for me,
Mhm.
but this is also a way for me to like reach other people
Yeah,
the way God has called me to do that, and that's to share the truth of the gospel with them. And man,
dig that, man.
we dude, ever since he's open, I'll tell you the day that we started going back, we kind of transitioned. My kids couldn't skate at all.
Yeah.
I took him out there. He's like, this is horrible. We're never coming skating again. They're out there screaming and
Oh my
crying.
God.
I got pictures of it. I'll
Yeah.
show it to you one time. And now that dude, they're jumping and spinning, they do all
Having a
crazy stuff.
blast. Yeah,
But
that's awesome.
I remember there's a guy, he's dead and gone now, that worked there, and he was videotaping kind of a live.
Mhm.
It was like on a Saturday night in like February, and it was thumping out there. And I
Yeah.
looked at my boy, I was watching live, I was like, get your skates, let's go. And we never stopped going ever. And it became we would pay to
Yeah.
come in, we pay the full admission. And then Dave was like, man, there's 7 of y'all. He's like, I can't do y'all like that. He's like, look, $20 at the door no matter when you come. I was like,
Legit.
bet, baby.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, dad's
Made
getting
the
the
day.
deal.
Yeah,
And then it got to the point, he's like, here's the key, man. Like,
that's awesome.
just take care of the place.
Yeah,
I don't take $1 from it.
Yeah.
He would pay me. You know what I
That's
mean?
so
If I
cool.
needed it, if I called Dave right now and said I need money,
yeah,
no questions asked. We're going to Florida here in a couple of days.
that's awesome.
He loves me, man. I love him. I love his family.
That's so cool.
But I love the rink, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I love giving back to it. It's not a money thing for me. It's an outlet for me, a hobby. But it's most importantly like reaching other people's families.
Yeah, that's what I was
and,
gonna say.
and individuals.
I think it's the soul of it for where what it is. It's
Yeah.
a place in Hawaii. Hawaii is called the Gathering Stone. Right?
Cool. I didn't know that. That's cool. That's cool name.
It's this awesome thing that happens there that when you leave the island, it's like we don't say goodbye because we know that you'll come back. So aloha is how we say hello, and it's how we say goodbye.
That's cool.
Aloha, and the Gathering Stone is like what I've always dreamed of for family. When I think of family, I didn't really have one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always thought that the Gathering Stone was this awesome thing where people would never technically leave because
Yeah.
they always will come back. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're craving in this life.
Yeah.
We are craving a place that we can call our own that you come back to. you
Yeah.
know, that it's always going to be there for you. Come back whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
And I think I have never, and I'm going to say this with an open heart, I have never felt that way for a church.
Yeah.
And that disheartens me because I know that my grandma would be sad to hear me say that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that you necessarily need a church to feel that way, like for God and stuff. I think that God's in every one of us. And if you have a good group of friends,
Yeah.
like that could feel like God right there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you've got a simple building, no matter what it is, like I know guys that go bowling and
Yeah.
that's their pillar, you know, that's their gathering stone.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what we're missing. And if we can do that and find that gathering stone.
Yeah. You know, it's like the church
Yes.
thing, which, you know, scripture, you know, talks about the gathering and not forsaking that gathering. It's a very sacred thing, but it's for the, you know, the preaching and the teaching of scripture. But when you're talking about that, the discipleship, those dynamics of really growing with individuals and working with them, we don't have that, man.
Yeah.
We don't have, you know, the church is very important, and that we go to remind ourselves of the resurrection of Christ and the things he's commanded and those things, and we go out and make disciples. But like you said, finding companionship in this world
It's rough.
is rough because we go, you know what, I don't agree with you on things. It's like, okay, so what? Like, why can't we find stuff? Like there at that rink, man, like I was like, you know what, no matter what, regardless of whether these people like me, I'm gonna spend time with them.
And
they're gonna get used to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's, no matter what they say, they're gonna watch you skate. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like,
And
damn, he's smooth on them skates.
like, but you did see me skate, right?
Like, yeah.
Yeah, man. And I just
that's legit.
I want people, you know, Dave would say the same thing.
Mhm.
He don't want your money, man. I mean, yeah, it pays the bills.
Pays the bills.
And all those
that's
things.
cool.
It keeps the lights on. It helps his family. But at the end of the day, man, we want people to learn how to skate.
Yeah.
We want people to have a
Having
safe,
good
healthy
time.
outlet.
Yeah.
Hey, and we've groomed it. So like this Thursday, we do our adult skate from like 6:30 to 9. We made it 16 and over so we could have some of the younger adults come. But man, we've made it where there's no excuses for an individual to come out and get their funky on, man.
I love it. I'm gonna be there. I don't care. Like,
Dude.
just saying that's happening.
Can you buy a carton of eggs? I don't know if you can buy a carton of eggs for $5, but I know you can get to the skating rink for $5.
There you
Here's the
go.
thing: if somebody came up to me and said, "Bro, man, I don't have $5. I'm gonna pay you $5."
I'm gonna get
If
you in
anybody's
there.
listening,
I'm
look,
gonna get you in there.
I'll pay.
Right?
I'll pay for $20 worth of people come in if
I'm
they
gonna get you in
really.
there.
Yeah, I got a $20 bill.
Yeah.
And I probably have more than that. I'd have to check my account. But I'm saying I'm willing to throw $20 if there's people like, man, I really don't have the money.
See, I dig that.
I'm down with people, man. I want people to have fun
So this
and
is
grow together.
This is also something I'm trying to do. Okay, so none of this that I'm doing right now would be possible. The lady that I used to take care of, her name was Pam, and I'm doing a thing to kind of, it's like a spiritual thing for me, and it's like keeping me like still in contact with her because she's no longer here. So I'm calling it the PAM Initiative, and that's providing all ministries and providing all music, right?
Cool acronym, right?
Right. And I'm like, this is how I'm keeping her memory alive. And it's like anybody who does ministry work,
Yeah.
they can come here and they can do that work for free.
Yeah.
There is no price tag on that.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
If you do music, I will record that music for you, give you a copy of
Bunch
it.
of cowbell and everything. Don't
everything.
matter.
I don't
Cowbell
care. I
screaming
need
in
more
the shower.
cowbell. I need more cowbell. And I will not charge for that.
That's awesome.
That is for her. I think that there should be a pay it forward sort of thing.
For sure.
And I think that that's my way of doing that. But I want to see each place that we do business with try to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do a thing where if I pay extra, right, can I pay this for, like, let's say the next, I'm giving you $100 extra, right?
Yeah.
Like if I do a business deal with you, I want you to take $100 off of that. Whatever you charge people to get in here, if somebody ever comes through that door that doesn't have it, use that $100 that I'm leaving you
Bet.
to pay that
Yeah.
forward. That's what I want to do with every single business that I'm working with.
I like
And
it.
I think that that's not only doable. I think if you do that the right way, others will do it as well.
Yeah.
And it starts to become a thing.
Convicts people, man.
Right.
We're one uppers, right?
That's it.
In our flesh, we're like, I ain't gonna let
Hey, man,
nobody
I ain't
do
gonna
that
let
for
nobody
me.
He's gonna do 100. I'm gonna do 2. Go ahead and
Right,
put 2 down there for
right.
me. You know what I mean?
And you
Like,
get that one that's like, no, I ain't paying nothing.
I
Thanks
like
for
it,
that.
right? Thanks for the extras. That's
Right.
fine.
It's
That's
okay.
all right.
A cutlass for
it
you,
wasn't.
dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I feel like that's the type of stuff that gets changed to happen faster if you do it yourself. You know what I mean?
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
And we, like I said, man, we welcome all through the door.
Yeah.
Of course, they have to be, cooperative and stuff like that. But we've worked with some of the hardest knucklehead kids.
I love it.
Come through there. Have we kicked them out a few times? Yeah, but you know what? I've seen Dave look at them and he say, "You gonna act right this time?"
Yep.
And I'm like, these kids, man, they don't have like they may have a father or mother at home,
Right.
but like, are they really involved?
That's
You know what I
what I was gonna
mean? Because
say.
like, you know how many kids and this is a call out to those people because I was that kid
Yeah.
that got dropped off at the rink. My mom not listening. I don't know. But, she dropped me off in a war zone with other kids that had high hormones, raging, testosterone,
I know.
estrogen,
Yeah.
getting their wild on or whatever. And, like we said about sending them off to Caesar and wonder why they come back as Romans.
Yeah.
But I see so many teenagers, young kids coming there and being just dropped off. And the parents like, man, I can't do it tonight. Look, I understand people have responsibilities. My kids are my major priority.
Facts.
They have been given to me.
Yeah.
And if that means I got to sit somewhere for a couple hours just to spend time with them while they skate and pick their nose
I
and
can't think of a better
eat cotton
place.
candy,
I
it's
really
like,
can't. I cannot think of a better place.
you know what? I don't remember my mom ever being there. I don't remember my father ever being there unless he was drunk to pick me up and all those things. But I do remember Bill being there. And I remember Dave, God rest his soul, the guy that worked there, his brother,
That's cool.
him coming up to me and saying, "Man, I want you to play hockey here. You've got real good legs." I remember those men that just invested in me, man. But, these kids, they don't have that. And that's our model.
Yeah.
We'll take all the kids, man. But we want the families to come there.
That's real.
I want to spend, like, that's why we did the adult night was like, okay, you don't want to be around the kids? Let's give you a little adult night to spend time together.
See, I like that.
Now come on Saturdays with your kids or Friday nights or Sundays with your kids. Like, invest time with them, man, because you're creating memories. Those things matter.
That's I think that's probably the most important thing, man. During the whole COVID lockdown thing, I got to hang out with my son. He was living with me for a little bit.
Awesome.
It was cool. Shout out to Dylan. Love you, buddy. He is living with his girlfriend now. He's grown up and, he's out of the house. He lives with his girlfriend. So I never see him anymore. But it's like, I feel like,
Dylan, see your dad, bro.
right? I feel like this is the type of stuff that we could still go out and do. We could go over there to the skating rink, even if it's one time a week. I don't care. That would be awesome. I want him to start working here. That would be really cool. But we'll see what God has in mind.
I was never really good at communicating with my kids, like expressing love to them. You know what I mean? I tell them I love them and stuff like that, but like really, really expressing those things.
Really expressing it's difficult.
It was hard. So I was like, man, let me use something I know and I enjoy doing this and see if they enjoy it. Not all my kids enjoy it all the time, but you know what? When we're there, like we laugh together, we make memories together. We're doing limbo
it's
and
fun. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's fun.
it
I like
makes us, we are cornered in
right.
where we can't get away from each other. You can get so far,
Yeah.
but you can't get away from each other.
Yeah.
And it got to the point now where my kids are like, when we going to the rink, Dad?
That's
Can we
cool.
go a little
this
earlier
week?
now? Yeah. And I'm
I
like, yeah, I
that.
bet. We
I
live
like that.
there, bro. We're
Yeah.
rats.
I like it. That's really cool. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see more of that. Need more cowbell, man. I need more cowbell. That's a fact. I think this has been good, man. I
really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad to
This
have
is a
had you on here,
blessing.
man. This
I'm
is
so
awesome.
grateful for you guys, man.
This is cool.
Like, I don't deserve to be here with you guys. I'm just blessed.
Bro, this is going to be like this all the time.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, we're not leaving yet. You do podcast stuff.
We do.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So I would love to put my hat in the ring for you guys to start doing that here.
Okay.
I'm really excited. We'll talk it up on that because I really think
We'll get you connected with my brother.
You know what I'm saying? I really think you guys could do a really nice style thing.
So we
here.
use a free service, StreamYard. You heard of StreamYard?
I have, yeah.
I was using that, and man, like God's blessed me with a lot of kids,
Yeah.
and we have 5 children, and I was paying about $400 a year. Hey, could I pay it? I guess I could. But like realistically, it wasn't matching
Yeah.
all the things we were doing. Man, we're using a laptop, iPad, and AirPods. It was getting out what we were wanting,
Yeah.
wanting to do. It's in God's hands. We were just trying to be faithful men of the word, right?
I think it's cool.
And we just want to be we want to be the beggars that have found bread and point other beggars to the bread.
Right.
That's all we're wanting to do.
That's
And
it.
he's like, man, let's do it however we can. I was like, I can't budget $400 really.
Yeah.
It wasn't in my scope. And so we've been using that free one. We do YouTube only. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, I would love for my brother and I, if
I'm
he's
saying.
listening or if he does listen,
Yeah.
us at the Bro Podcast to sit down with you
Yeah.
and chop
absolutely.
those things out and really figure out what we can do.
That's what
we
I'm
can
saying.
reach more people, man.
I think it'd be awesome. And like I said, I'm not caring about money. Money's not my object in this. Like
Yeah.
my object in this is to be able to take care and provide for the ones that I love.
Yeah.
And I think that like this community is something that I love. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to provide for that. And however that may come, however that may show up, I don't have no choice on that.
Yeah.
But I will say that like I think that this town has amazing structures. It's got amazing people.
I love the city, man.
I'm telling you, bro, it's like the craziest thing. And you get people that come from around here and they'll blow you away. You wouldn't expect how cool some of these people are. What they're willing to do. Like,
Yeah.
man, they've like some of the kindest hearts ever. When I worked out at Sandy's, I loved that place.
Yeah.
I used to feel bad because that wasn't quite my ideal type of job.
Yeah.
I started out over there as a security officer. So I never thought I would ever be like speaking to people. My role was I'm a big dude that sits by a door and is just kind
People
of
go, I'm not going
I'm
through
not-
that door.
Yeah, like I'll leave him alone. Like we'll just go back over here. So that was my job. I never thought I'd really like getting to know the people over there. And it
Yeah.
like surprised me how well I really love that. Like
yeah.
I'd come to work every day and I was happy with it, man. It was my home. I loved it. And I never felt like I was working. This place so far, I've been here, we've been open for a little over a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. I have not felt like I've been working 17-hour days.
Yeah.
I've never once felt like I've been at work. She has to drag me out of here every day. That's
She's
the
like,
craziest
you leaving,
thing,
bro? Come
right?
on.
Like, come on, we're going home. I'm like, I'm literally sitting here like, mm-mm.
And that's where, people talk about jobs and stuff like that, but really doing things that you really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like
If you do what you enjoy, never feels like work.
how often my wife, she's so patient with me,
Mhm.
but there's been times she's like, are you coming home? Like I'll be at the rink
Yeah.
and she's like, are you when are you coming home? The kids are like, I'm tired, Dad. And I'm
Right.
like, cause I love being there.
Yeah.
It's not just a safe haven for me, but I love,
Yeah.
I don't want time to run out there
Mhm.
because it's not that I know my identity and I know who it's in. I'm saying that, man, there's so many people there that I love. And I want to have that. I know what it's like to have that last conversation with somebody
Mhm.
and you never get it
You
again.
never get to see them.
And I really want to spend time with these people and say, man, before we walk out of these doors, like, I really appreciate you and I really love you and
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for these experiences. Come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're like, bro, I skated today, and I'm
Right.
like, it's not the skating, man.
Yeah.
That's the illusion.
Telling you, man.
It's the socialization, it's the
It's like-
connection with
It's
each
that
other.
gathering stone. That's what I call it. I
Gathering
love it.
stone.
That's it.
I like it. You're gonna copyright that.
Uh-huh. Well, I can't. Hawaii has that one, but I love it. I'll spread aloha anywhere I can.
There you go.
They, that was my heart for a long time. Hawaii would have been amazing if I had the money to stay there. All
Yeah.
the people I knew
It's
were
expensive. isn't it?
wealthy. Yeah, all the people I knew were wealthy, and they all had beautiful homes
Yeah.
and amazing lives, great jobs. I'm over here. I'm desperate. You know
What
what I
about
mean?
that?
Like
What about that island, the exiled island? Not really, I guess, an exiled island, but you may know what I'm talking about.
I never left Oahu. I stayed only on Oahu. I could have went to any other island. That was my home.
I always heard there was an island out there, and I found it where people, I guess, there's a certain type of disease that hit Hawaii that they had left over there. And I think they got one last person that has that, or maybe a couple people that still have that disease or the after effects. And you can't go, like, you just can't go over there.
I've never heard
I'll
of
have to look into it and
Yeah.
I'll let you know what it is. Somebody brought it to my attention. I was like, wow, it's an actual, it's a residency. It only has
Wow.
very few people.
Is it leprosy?
Yes.
It is leprosy. I
Yes.
have heard of leprosy. That's the
Yeah.
only thing
It
that
was a big thing they hit
wow.
over there.
Okay, I did
It's
not.
a very small,
Wow. I did not know.
like offshoot part of an island. Real small.
I have that in one of long time ago. I used to rap.
There you go.
Whole nother
Okay.
life. Never gonna plug that. So don't.
We're
don't
going
think
to
that.
find this
No,
stuff.
no.
Yeah.
Nope. Hush. Yeah, a long time ago I used to rap, and that was in one of my lyrics. Was it said that, No, that is not me anymore. So with that, yeah, I've heard the words, but I never actually met anybody that's ever had it, and I've never seen it
Yeah.
anywhere. So it's like kind of one of those things. Like same way with I think like AIDS is one of those things that like you hear about it, but I've never met anybody that actually has it. or-
I've met a lot of people. I've on all spectrums of it. People with HIV where it's been stabilized,
Mhm.
and I've met people on their dying wishes in the sense of live. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
it's crippled their life. I've seen it decay
It's
a
crazy.
man's life where you just people are different. Their bodies react to things differently. Like cancer, it could be rapid or it could be slow. And I watched a gentleman just really just decay
God.
over time, and just because it breaks your immune
It
system
does,
down,
yeah. It's just,
and it's just so unforgiving. So yeah, I mean, I've seen it, and like you see it kind of in the community I work with.
yeah,
You kind of, it's like, hey, I got HIV, or hey, I got hepatitis. It's like, hey, I've got groceries in the house. Like it's not really uncommon to a lot of the people I work with, unfortunately.
and that's kind of the sad thing is that a lot of people just do like a blind eye to things because it's not in their immediate.
Not
preview.
my
So,
problem.
Yeah, not my
Yeah.
problems. Not right here in front of my face. Not my family.
my kid.
Like, yeah, exactly. And I think that that's the wrong outlook to take. So I don't know if I'll ever make a real dent in the world. You know what I mean? Like, we like to think sometimes like
I'm
gra-
gonna headbutt the crap
granddad,
out of
I'm
it,
gonna
though, bro.
headbutt this thing until I get something,
Yeah.
some kind of result. I don't care if my head splits or it splits.
I'm going
something
head
is happening.
forward.
Yeah, if that's how I feel. I'm like, I'm, I got a lot of people, like when I worked out at Sandy's, my buddy would always say, Booth, you have got a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah.
And I never understood what that meant for it's like a while. It was a while. I kept thinking about it. I was like, why would he say that to me? Like, what does that even mean? I do a lot of stuff. Like,
You seem like an active.
I stay doing
very
something.
involved.
I'm always doing something. But
What do you think that is? What do you think? What do
Well,
you?
personally, I think it's because I don't like not being able to do something. So if somebody
Yeah.
tells me I can't do this, or if I feel like I can't do this, I'm going to figure out a way to do this.
Yeah.
So like, oh man, this remote broke. Man, can you fix it? Nope, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks trying to, review remotes, trying to figure out what
Yeah.
makes it work. So like wood carvings, martial arts, robotics, anything to do with electronics, I love.
Yeah.
Just little stuff like that. But
yeah.
in this, I think I'm always thinking to myself, man, I'm gonna find the next big thing. It's gonna freaking help the world. Like I'm gonna do this.
Pinky in
I'm
the
very-
brain,
yeah,
right?
man. What are you doing today, Pinky? Like, what are you doing today, brain? Well,
Taking over
I'm
the
taking
world.
over the world. Same thing we do every day. Yeah, I never stop trying to do something, even though I fail a lot. I have gotten good at failure, but I've made failure work for me.
Just keep
And
trying.
yeah,
though.
it just keeps. It's cool. There's some guy that said something about, the first person who ever made an egg sandwich or something like that. He broke a lot of eggs or something.
Yeah.
It's some weird statement, but it was kind of funny how he said.
Well, Master Yoda said, "Do or do not."
Yeah,
There is no try.
Yeah,
And that's not. You're not trying. You're just.
trying.
You,
I just do a
'cause
lot of
trying. Is
do's.
like, I think
Yeah.
I'll just kind of no. Like here you are investing, and you go,
Yeah.
okay, this Philopter succeeded, and it's like,
That's it.
how can I make it better?
Yeah.
Or what can I do next?
Or just walk away from
And-
it. That's
and
the only thing you can do, man. It's
that's
like,
that's
sucks, but it's true.
masculinity.
Yeah.
In itself is men saying, "I'm going to create."
Yeah.
Right, because we have been created by the Creator. We're made in His image, and we do
Needs
what
more
He's
of that.
designed us to do. Is we want to create and
Mhm.
discover and grow and stuff like that. But like you said, like sometimes we can overwhelm ourselves. I'd be curious
Probably.
on what your thoughts are. Is I remember before my relationship with Christ, like I would try to find myself busy because I'm not saying this to you like a projection, um, but I'd find myself when I was laying down at night and I was isolated with those thoughts.
Mhm.
I had to really wrestle with who I am, where I was, who was God. All those things would really like
Facts.
wait. I'm like, man,
Weighs down on
and
you.
I just didn't want to. I didn't want to think about those things.
Mhm.
I was like, if I just keep my wood burning,
Yeah.
I can just die not thinking about those things. Now, man, like I love and I love being busy. My wife would say otherwise, probably. She'd be like, "No, you
Yeah.
don't, bro." But like I love like being invested in learning and
Yeah.
and grow. And then at night, I love just really sitting down and thinking within myself, like,
Can't turn it off.
man, how could I have done better with that?
Yeah.
Like if
that's
God
all
give
I'm
me
doing.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think it is that do you not like laying down and like
I,
recollecting those things? Does it get like overstimulating
I
for you?
actually
Do you?
have an actual disorder.
Okay.
I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
Like, my mind does not stop.
You're just like
Non-stop, 24 hours a day, and I can't turn it off. You can ask her; it drives her nuts.
you sleep standing up.
Thankfully, I do actually sleep, but it's not a restful.
It's in the daytime.
sleep.
He's a vampire.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's not a restful sleep. But what I was saying with that, and it goes with this is, my buddy used to say, "Man, you have too many irons in the fire," and I never understood what he meant by that. And what he was suggesting is that I'll never get one of these irons hot enough to actually mold it into something real because I have so much stuff on the fire.
You're not focusing on
I'm
one
not
thing.
focusing on one thing. But I have found that the more irons I have in this fire,
Yeah.
sometimes can make that fire hot as hell.
Yeah.
And when it is, you can do whatever you need to do because everything starts to work after a while.
Yeah.
As long as people are able to reach in and grab one of them and ask
Slow
for
it
the
down a
services.
little
Yeah,
bit.
that's what I mean. So that's what I'm trying to do now. So I have all these irons in the fire. We can do all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
together. As a community, we're unstoppable, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it is.
But you can't do this on your own.
But I can't do it on my
And
own.
that's
I'm
where I
just a
think
man.
you're saying, look, I'll be a platform.
That's it.
You all need to come in and do your part.
That's
I will
it.
do everything I can.
Everything I
to
can to
provide
build that and do things for you.
Unexcusable
That's it.
outlets
That's
for you
exactly
all.
100%.
That if you walk away from this,
it's on
you need to ask yourself,
why did you do that?
why are you even in this town?
That's it.
If you don't want this town to thrive,
Exactly.
Financially,
Yeah.
spiritually, just holistically, get out of our city. Because look, I'm all about, like as
I'm
a Christian,
I'm in it like that.
yeah,
And
I love missions.
And
but
here's
like,
here's the weird thing. You will meet a lot of people, and a lot of people will tell you some things like, oh, I'm going to do this tomorrow, and I'm
Yeah.
like, if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Like,
That's
I'm going to
good.
knock that out. Like this place is for that. Like,
Yeah.
we are trying to build something amazing, and I think honestly, if people show up, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
That's
they need to show up.
they
Not
need
just
to show
think
up.
about it, just
Yeah,
show up,
they
man.
need to show up.
But I think what you're doing here is you're wanting to work inward
Mhm.
from the inside out
Yeah.
instead of the outside in. Everybody's like, let's go work on Huntington. Let's go work on
Right.
Venezuela. Let's go be mission minded in other
Yeah.
places. God's planted us here,
Yep.
and we are to work from the inside out. Work on the house from the inside.
Yep.
The outside
Fix
we can
this,
work
and
on
then we
later.
can work on that later.
And you brought up earlier, man, Ashland is a beautiful city. I love
It's
Ashland.
amazing.
I've lived here my whole life. I mean, I've kind of jumped around a little bit, but
Yeah.
man, I'm homegrown, baby.
You actually gave me a really awesome idea, and I'm calling out the mayor now. Dum dum dum.
Mr. Charles.
I'm going to be talking with his people and try to see if I can get him down here to maybe have a conversation.
That'd be good.
If I do, if you're watching this, if somebody's watching this and they would like to get in touch with the mayor, maybe I could be a focal point in trying to achieve that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Maybe we can get some stuff done that way. Maybe he might have some resources.
Share this.
He might know exactly. So share this so it gets to him, because
Uh,
I love it. There we go. See what I mean?
Send it to him in a messenger. Say you got
I can't make this up.
you got tagged in the video. They talked about you.
They talked about you. Yeah, I can't make this up. Like, this is happening. So when things start to roll like this is not my plan. Just saying, guys, this is not my plan. I'm just rolling wherever God moves it.
Yeah.
This is where this is going. So
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to him and his people and see if there's something we can do there. And I'm looking for other businesses that might be family oriented.
Yeah.
That would be a good fit.
Yeah.
For what we're doing. Man, let's just call it the Gathering Stone.
There you go.
I mean, I'm you know what?
Yeah, I like
it's
it,
in my
man.
heart. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we're doing. We're making a group. It is
Yeah.
the Gathering Stone.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do.
I dig it, dude.
I dig it, man. I love it. So let's do that. And talk to your guy. I think Garden Roller Rink it's freaking amazing. That
Yeah.
place is history. It is
Yeah.
literally history in the like it's just sitting there and it's like this amazing place. When you walk in there, it feels history. Like it's got this nostalgia feel.
It is, and like, what better way to like spend your day
Right.
as to go into some of these local outlets? Crisp.
Yeah.
There's the J&J's, which I think they're closed on the weekends now.
Yeah. I've got a few different places that I'm wanting to like
Yeah.
really talk to some people. So like homegrown places that are just like built just by the people for the people around this place, man. I love it.
Well, our washer, like the agitator went out, and I was like, our agitator's not broke. My son's in there. You know what I mean? No, and she's like, no, the agitator.
That's funny.
And I was like, you can go to Walmart, right? And
Yeah.
you can just maybe buy one, or you can order something online.
Right.
I was like, what happened to whenever you could go to the
Repair store.
the appliance store, the
Right.
repair store, and you ask Danny, who specializes in these things, and I feed his family directly.
Exactly.
What's happened is these large industrial buildings. I'm all about people making dollars and
Yeah.
growing. Capitalism
100%.
within a biblical realm.
Yep.
I'm all about it.
100%.
But what's happened is it is eroded out, and we have taken away these homegrown things where you go to a guy to fix your shoe, he'd fix your car,
Yep.
and you provided.
Cobbler. We don't
Sir.
have cobblers anymore. I've not seen one
Trades
in
are
a long
gone.
time. Yeah, those are trades.
You just
that
go to
I've
Walmart,
not
buy
seen.
everything.
Yep.
It's like, yeah,
Just
it's cool, but
replace
it's
it.
all cheap junk that we've gotten from overseas. And there's nothing better than buying something like my skates.
Yeah.
American baby.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what Dave got me. He's like, man, get some Rydell's. They're made in America. He's like,
That's
I
awesome.
think so anyways
See,
anymore.
I can respect the hell out of that though, man. Like I love that thought process right there.
Yeah.
American all the way. I love it. Just keep it going.
Keep
Make-
it here. That's
make
what
these
other countries
families-
do,
yeah,
right?
Make these families. If you're going to make somebody, I'm not just going to say wealthy because it's not just wealthy. If you're going to support somebody and you're going to watch them grow, why would you not do your community first?
Yeah.
Makes no sense to go like, I'm going to make someone else over there
Yeah.
super wealthy and then all of a sudden be like, why can't you get your shit together?
Yeah.
Like, it don't make any sense. Like,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm a big meat eater, man.
Yeah.
Like, work out and try to get as much protein as I can throughout the
Facts.
week.
Yeah.
And, I was buying all my meats at, Walmart and Kroger. I go to White's Meat Market,
Whites, you got
Dude,
it.
I walk through there,
Absolutely, man.
and I'm steaks and
Yeah.
pork chops. And you know what? It's not even just the food.
It's their family.
It's
It's the family
the
oriented
people.
people. Exactly, dude. When you walk through there, the mom's sitting in there. She's real nice.
They
like,
recognize you, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's
and
super cool. Like,
they know what you want, and they're just,
any day of the week. That's
they're
what I would say.
involved.
Yeah,
and
that's
it-
where my family goes.
like you go to Walmart, they're not. I mean, they may say how you doing.
Yeah.
It's not the same, man.
not.
You go there, man. Like the guy that works behind the cash register. I don't know his name from Adam, but we have conversations
Yeah.
about the Reds every time I go in.
Yeah,
and that's that growing to know each other.
Yeah.
And we're missing that.
we are.
And like what
Especially
you're doing
in
here,
business.
you're bringing that back, and I'm so
trying
grateful.
I'm trying to.
You're doing
And
it.
yeah, there is no trying.
They're
That's
doing,
right. That's
bro.
it. I'm doing it. So yeah. So little by little, business by business, we are going to take these steps that we need to do. And next step, I'm coming to talk to you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to have a sit down. I'd like to see what I can do. Please put me to task. I mean, if you've got some questions, you want to talk to me, please reach out because I'm going to be reaching out to you.
I think they're meeting
wanna
this
know.
Friday.
That
If you
would
can
be
get,
amazing.
I think you'd have to get on there. You can call the city building. They're
Yeah.
supposed to meet on Tuesdays. Of course, tomorrow's Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Thank you to all those veterans out there that have served this country to make it where we have freedoms. But we usually meet on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
It's I think they're meeting this Friday. You would have to double check. Myself, I mess up on things, but I think you get on their website and it should have it scheduled. Or reaching out, she might be able to reach out to Mr. Charles himself and see when that is. But that task force is open to the community.
Yeah.
And I think what you have here is a media outlet, a service where you can get these people up here, ask them real questions,
Yeah.
put their feet to the fire.
Mhm.
You know, not in a sense of we're going
Not in
to,
a,
but
like,
hold
yeah,
people, hold
but
people,
hold people accountable.
hold
Right.
people accountable.
100%. Yeah.
You know, and find resolutions to problems, and be
Okay.
like, okay,
That's amazing.
what are we going to do about this? And there's all these people, they're ready.
Mhm.
You know, their phones are by their beds.
Yeah.
Let's do something tonight.
Yeah.
Let's do something right now, not
That's-
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah, I'm 100% down that. And like I said, I've got both things cooking right now. We've got the food drive
Yeah.
and we've got the toy drive. When I get these done, are you going to be a part of this to go
Down.
spread the love to do this?
Down.
And you got some places.
Down, baby.
Dude, this is going to be awesome. I
Down.
really think this is going to be really cool.
We're down.
All right. So that's it, guys. You heard it here. We're going to have some cool videos coming up. If you guys need food, if you guys need anything, you know where to reach us. We're out here. Tri-State Media.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I love it, man. Are you going to be coming back?
I'll be back as many times as you allow me.
I will allow you to anytime you want. So you just
You shouldn't have said that.
keep focused, man.
I'm just playing.
I love it, man. I told you, you and your brother's
Yeah.
going to be nailing it on the
I would,
podcast.
you know,
baby.
I would love, you know, because we have that podcast, but you know, I love having real deep, rich conversations. You know,
I love it.
because we're not to do life alone, and
Yeah.
we all have challenging thoughts. And the only way to
100%.
wrestle through those things, I believe, is through reading scripture, prayer, and conversations with individuals, and really facing some of those things. We're like, what about this? What about this?
Yeah.
What about this? Like, I know I don't want to hold up too much of your time, but when I worked at a maternity center, I worked with women, and they would ask some questions about their passing babies. You know, they'd be like, "Where's my babies
That's
go?"
so rough.
And you know, wrestling with stuff that is silent to some degree.
Now, I got a quick question on
Yeah.
that. Do you believe in the guff?
The what?
The guff?
What's a guff?
The guff is this, so shout out to anybody that's Catholic. The guff is where all babies come from.
Okay.
It's a pool, and it's all baby spirits
Huh.
come from the guff. And
Never heard of it.
apparently that's where they go as well if they are an innocent child or whatever. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard that story. Or,
So we would through like my ideologies, my belief system, we would hold to like the Reform view where they would talk about the nature of sin, right? And that due to one man's fall, it talks about through Scripture, that weight has expanded and bled through everything through nature. We see the wilting of grass, and
Yeah.
you know, babies come out of the womb screaming, and it says in Scripture that, you know, we come out of our mother's wombs lying. Not literally, like they're not
Yeah.
lying about their credit card, but they're lying in the sense of it's just who we are. You know, you don't have to teach a kid to do wrong. You have to teach a kid
Yeah.
to do right, not to steal. And so there's different views with, though, that they would see this child as not sinless but a sinner,
Yeah.
but how God in His mercy would reconcile those things. There's some sides of like that Reform camp that would say if a person doesn't hear, right, because it goes, faith comes from hearing, that if this child doesn't hear, you know, repent and put their faith in Christ, then they'll die in their sins, right? And I would also say God chooses whom He chooses, that if He was to choose for nobody to go to heaven, He wouldn't be wrong. But there's also other sides that says that God, who is justice, is also rich in mercy, right? And that they would make arguments through some descriptive views of Scripture that says that those babies would, even though they're sinners, would still be granted that through His richness and mercy. But then you have other people that would say, they would give the example of John the Baptist was in his mother's womb, and he was in the presence of Jesus when they were both pregnant, and he was jumping for joy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't jump for joy unless I love the Christ, right?
Yeah.
And so I would say that God saves whom He wants to save, and He will save every individual whom He desires to save. And I'll say this, I don't know where anybody's going,
Mhm.
but there'll be a lot of babies in heaven, and I really believe that God will glorify Himself. I mean, look,
Yeah.
I could wake up and it'd be completely wrong, but you know what? I trust in a saving God who is rich in mercy, rich in justice. But all those whom He died for, I truly believe, will be hidden in Christ. And I think a lot of people will be surprised who will be in heaven.
Yeah. I like that. Like I said, I've
You've
seen
never heard
just
that before,
about I've seen just about every type of religion, and
Yeah.
I've studied just about every type of religion. I love the faith and the camaraderie that comes with religion. And I can have amazing conversations with just about every single
I
religion
believe
that's
that.
out there.
You have a good delivery of yourself. You're
I
patient with people and open.
I just believe that whatever God is, it's love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, through it all, I've seen bad, I've seen horrible, I've seen things. It's like, why are we waking up tomorrow? Like,
Yeah.
that's how bad this world has gotten. Some
Yeah,
days.
it's broken.
It is really broken. But then I tell this story a lot because it means this much to me, and you're gonna like this. And we'll leave on this note. Me and Pam, I took care of her for a while. She kind of took care of me. Like, I was really down and depressed a lot of my life, and had a lot of things happen to me that sucks, and I wouldn't want to happen to anybody. And I used to tell Pam, I was like, the world is more evil than it is good. And she would laugh at me. And she was really, really God's girl. You don't understand. Like, that was God's girl. You know what I mean? And I had the funniest day with her one day. I said, yeah, the world's real evil. And it's way more evil than it is good. And she laughed. I mean, she got the biggest laugh. And when Pam laughed, those cheeks just got red. It was hilarious. She's laughing at me. I'm like, what? I'm being serious, right? She's like, okay, big serious man. She's like, you go over there. Tomorrow I'm going to get you something, right? And we had another guy that used to come up, and she had him get a couple of notebooks for me. And he came up, handed me these 2 notebooks, and she goes, in this one, I want you to write down every single bad thing that's ever happened to you, happened to ones you love, every single thing bad that you can think about. And I want you to be facetious about it. I want you to really get down and dirty.
Yeah.
Write every bad thing that you can do. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna show this little lady. I'm gonna get raw. And I filled this thing up as much as I possibly could.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, I'm gonna show her. This is gonna be good. She's gonna be like, damn, you really filled this up?
Yeah.
Listen, I filled this thing up to my capacity.
Yeah.
I handed it to her, and I'm just all smug in I got this thing filled up. Here you go, She looked at this and she goes, all right, here you go. Now put everything good in this one.
Yeah.
Okay. I took 2 steps, and the thought process of everything good has to go in this.
Yeah.
I didn't have a big enough notebook.
Yeah.
And I just dropped it on the floor and walked out.
Yeah.
I physically could not put all the good stuff in that notebook.
Yeah.
The realization of just how much good stuff is out there
Yeah.
hit me like the biggest ton of bricks you've ever had.
Yeah.
And we had the craziest crying moment I have ever had.
Yeah.
It was the wildest thing I've ever felt.
We forget what God has really graced us with.
It's crazy.
The
It
very
is crazy.
Breath in our lungs. There's a guy named Paul Washer. He went to a prison, and he told these men, you being in prison is God's mercy upon you. Like, this is a gift because the things you've done, you deserve death and all these things. He's like, God's gave you breath in your lungs. Like, sit here
Every single time.
and experience food in your belly. And they're like, yeah, man, it's dangerous. He's like, but God's grace is sufficient, and he's been merciful. And like you said, when I really think about it, man, like, I've got 10 toes, 10 fingers. Some people say 8 fingers, 2 thumbs, whatever. I've got, man, I'm in good health. I have a wife that loves me. I have kids that love. I don't deserve these things, but they're good. And I got to ask myself, who is the one that's good that gave these things? Because if this is good, then there's a standard of good. Who's that standard? And I believe that's Christ is that standard of good, and he's the one that gives us all these things. I go, man, I don't deserve what you give me, and I'm so grateful for the gifts that you've given me. I pray I honor you in all things. You know what I mean? And we get really negative in our thinking. We don't realize the blessings we have in our lives, man.
That's it, man.
And they're like this. My kid's father, my kids, they get mad at me. They lost their father, but they get mad at me sometimes. My stepchildren, my other kids, and I tell them my dad passed away. The Lord took him a little over a year ago. We had a real bad relationship then. My father came to know the Lord, and you talking about a man that was changed drastically. He's still rough, real rough. This man lost 1 leg, 8 fingers. He had cancer in his throat twice. He died doctors come back and said he's raised from the dead. We don't know what's happened. I'm like, I know what happened.
Yeah.
I know the God that heals, man. You know what I mean? Not because I called upon him, but he who's rich in mercy gave my father another breath. But, you know, I told him, I said, I would give anything to have one more minute with my father. Just a minute. Whether that be even like a moment of
I know that's right.
I just want to argue with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tell that dude to quit putting his cigarettes out on my air unit outside or whatever. And you know, it's really true that we don't really resonate what we have until it's gone. And sometimes pulling a notebook out like that and saying, wait a minute, let me really write down and really think about what I have. Yeah. Now what am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
I really do. It's one thing not to understand or know what I have, but to know what I have and to do nothing with it, well, I'm scared of that, buddy.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's, to me, that was a life-changing moment right there.
That's good.
Like, it was.
That would be, for sure.
It was surreal because I have a strong body. Like I'm a giant, and I'm pretty sharp.
Yeah.
And this woman was, you know, she couldn't move. She couldn't get out of bed to go walk.
Broke
to
you.
the thing. She's broken. Like her body was completely.
She
not
broke
working
you
with
at
her.
that moment.
Not only did she break me with that moment, she was the strongest person I had ever seen in that moment. Like like the things that she could do right there with her mind, just by knowing that knowledge.
Yeah.
It was like I was looking at a titan. You know what I mean? Like this little woman, you know, sitting in her bed all frail, was a titan. When I say that, I mean that. Like, I mean,
man.
Spiritually, she was a titan. And that's hard to describe to people. And it's wild. I don't know. I think, but that story resonates with me every single time. And I tell it to people all the time because it's like, I don't know, maybe they'll catch it, maybe they'll feel it when I say this, but I'm being dead serious. I filled that one notebook up as, you know, mean as I could possibly be. And it was just so funny. I couldn't even start on the other. I picked it up. I took 2 steps and I literally thought about it. And it, like, all the good stuff just flooded into my mind of like what I was going to put down.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like I can't, like, that's so, I'll need a bigger book. Like that's what it was like, man.
We really are blessed, man.
We really are blessed. And people just, they take it for granted, I guess.
Need to,
I don't know.
The ones that have been blessed in other ways need to bless others. And I'm not saying give up your house, but give up your time, give up your help another person get off the ground, because don't forget where you come from or where you could be.
100%. 100%. And I tell people every day, it takes one bad day.
Yeah.
One bad day is all it takes. You have one bad day and you are right there with everybody that if you put somebody down, you're like, oh, that guy's homeless, he's worthless, blah, blah, blah. One bad day. That's all. You don't even have to have one bad day. You can have one bad hour.
Yeah.
One bad hour, one bad minute, one bad second can end all of the things that you're doing with your life right now.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
You ever read the book of Job? Or have you ever heard of the book of Job?
Yeah.
You get a chance to really read through that, and you talk about a man who was so faithful, right?
Just so
devout man.
Yeah.
And, you know, he flourished. He had a family, wife, he had livestock, and then lost it all, man.
Yeah.
Except for, you know, he had a bickering wife. She told him to curse God and die and all these things. And there's a moment through there, you know, because he had friends that were really like not very friendly. They weren't saying very friendly things, you know, saying, oh, he deserved all these things and whatever. You know, you must have deserved. They believed in this kind of cosmos thing where you done something to the cosmos and that's just reacting to you, and not that God's in control. But he said something that really hits me. Is he says, though you wreck me, right? Though you just shred my life, right? I will trust in you, right? Though you're the one who is the giver and the taker, though you are the one who is just completely crushing my life because everything goes through his hands, I believe. He says, though you do this to me, I will worship you. In the sense of God is not the one sinning on him, but he's the one that's like allowing this wreckage to happen in his life for his purposes. Yeah. He says, I still trust in you. Like he looks through losing stuff like that and he still sees the goodness, still sees it. And I'm like, I wanted that when I, lost my father. You know what I mean? When I lost this and this, is though this happens in my life, though you crush me, I still trust in your ultimate plan for these things, that it's for your goodness. I trust in you. It's the faith alone in him that his work will do something. That's where you see those good. It's like, man, all these good things. I could really see this bad.
Yeah.
But though you wreck me, he was blessed beyond measure. And God didn't have to bless him at the end of that, but he did.
Yeah.
Because in that faithfulness, not in the sense of our works, but his works, and trusting in him and saying, this is your world, not mine. I'm just going to trust you. And I'm going to remain obedient and live out the calling that you've told me to do. And I'll just trust you. Though you slay me. That's what he says. Though you slay me, I will trust in you.
I love that. I mean, I think as people, we tend to forget just how much good things we have. And
oh, yeah.
I'm like, your works are what got all this. You know what I mean? Like, but all of this comes from something.
Yeah.
So, like, whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, he believes in you, and you're here. You're doing the works. Like, you're doing the most. So keep doing it. And I love what you're doing. Like,
Appreciate
I
it,
think
man.
that's awesome, dude. Like, I cannot believe that.
I'm really grateful to do it. It's not
It's
not always easy, but I'm really grateful.
This is twice now that this has happened to me, that I have met somebody that I thought we were going to have this conversation of skating, and it ends up being this amazing thing that you're doing a whole nother thing. And I'm like, this keeps happening to me. My buddy, he tells me come down to Huntington, and I'm thinking he's talking about his book, and I'm like, all right, cool, man. I'll come up there. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm writing a book too. That that's difficult.
You're
I'm like,
that's
so hard,
Just
man.
sharpen each other.
Yeah, I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
And this dude is like the freaking man. He's out here really make it. Like, I don't care how much time I put into it. I will never do as much stuff as what this man's doing.
Yeah, he seems like an active dude.
Just really, he's
from observation of what you said.
I'm telling you, man.
Go-getter, man.
I'm loving it. Like, that's true help that he's doing. One day I hope that I can really, help as much as he can. And I think it's awesome. You know, like, addiction is hard. And I think that people forget that they're people.
Yes, they do.
Homelessness.
They look at them as like Hitler looked at the Jews, like a subhuman.
Just
it's disgusting,
horrible, like, just thing on the world. And it's like, dude, they're people.
Real people,
like,
real time.
Real people, real time.
Issues.
And they need help. And it's just people just turn their back on them. They forget that it's a person.
Or it could be them one day. Or you know what? That they're just as bad. Like, I give you an example is I was at Super Quick, and I was watching this man going in there, and he was shaking like a shiv. It was early in the morning. I was in there getting my coffee, and I mean, he was just shaking. It was 8 o'clock in the morning, and he's sitting here buying these airplane shots that they have there. And everybody's looking at this guy, because I believe his sin is so active in front of everybody. It's like it's so there. It's non-deniable what this man struggles with, his particular sins. As this man's over here scratching off multiple lottery tickets to get his next fit. He's going over there, and he's in, like, to everybody, to him, he's not robbing. He's not sleeping with my wife. He's not doing these other sins that are affecting me. He's just over scratching tickets until he doesn't have money anymore.
Right.
And he holds up the gas station that your daughter works at, and he takes her life because he needs to get that next fix of a scratch. That's the thing, is we say, like, this sin over here, yes, I believe in equal weights and measures that all sin leads to hell, but all sin is to be operated differently judicially. But we need to view no man is better or worse than the other.
Right.
We are all equally broken and
all equally capable of those sins.
Yeah, man. And for me, I'm 100%. Like, both of those men are battling and struggling. Just because that man's shaking and his looks worse, I make my brother loves the analogy I use, and I didn't make it. I've just recreated from somebody else's. When you look at substance abuse addiction, right? Heroin, methamphetamines, alcohol, or we'll just say methamphetamine, cocaine, and heroin. Look at it as kind of a Lamborghini. And you look at something like alcohol, or maybe other lighter substances, or we even go into other stuff of pornography, adultery stuff, stealing. We'll call that a cavalier. Now, off the rip, which one naturally wins every time?
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini. But that cavalier is eventually going to get to the end of the race.
Yeah.
It's going to win. I mean, it's not going to win, but it's going to get to the same finish line. And we go, this one's really bad and icky. But before God, this one is just as bad and icky too. But also, we need not to realize that they're both human beings that are battling or going through things, and we need to be there for both of them. I think ministers used to do something, and I really tip my hat to them. They don't do it, I don't know if anymore, but they would take these drunks and they'd help them get off alcohol. But what they would do is a tapering mechanism where they would share the gospel with this individual, but through that, they would sit there and pour them shots and incrementalize.
Overly drink them to where they don't do it anymore.
Well, they would reduce it down. They would taper them off
as they're doing.
as they're helping them.
That's cool.
And have medical people there. And you don't have that anymore. They go, hopefully they'll go get help. It's like, help this man right now. Now, I mean, of course, we have other measures today of how we can help those people come off stuff where they go, that guy's gross. Yeah. Look at him. It's like, if I put a projection of your life on TV,
sure, I promise you,
buddy, I'd probably be sitting next to him.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I see his. Yeah. Show me what yours looks like.
That's
Show and tell time.
Yeah, and I think the problem with a lot of these people that do that is that they're judging not only them, but they're secretly hiding their own while they're judging them.
100%.
And it's like a teetering scale. So the more you judge them, the more you sit on a high horse, but you're hiding your high horse. Like your high horse isn't really all that high.
Yeah,
It's like, dude, we're all exactly equal in God's eyes. Everybody's a sinner.
Yeah.
Everybody falls short. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
Guess what? You're guilty of these things.
Yeah.
You have the choice of it.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. I just find that people they're worth saving. They're worth talking to.
Yes,
they're worth getting to know. And I love what you're doing down there. I think that's awesome. Now I've got another friend that's doing this awesome stuff.
That's right.
I feel like I've gotten. I'm looking for 10. I need 10 people to build this. To build this thing.
Do that, man.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can. I mean, all I can do is my best for you.
Right. And I'm getting it down. I think. Slowly but surely, man.
That's right.
So I can't wait until the next one, man. So we're gonna call that tonight. It was a pleasure having you on.
I'm so blessed beyond measure.
I'm looking for the next one, bro.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Yeah. Stay tuned, guys.
Right.
That's it. Peace.
God bless. Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to